What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur Hour Sports. Oh, man, it hasn't been very long since the Raptors were destroyed by the Golden State Warriors yesterday. But we are back today. Raptors on the second night of a back-to-back. OG Anunoby will play, and as I'm saying that, OG Anunoby will start tonight for the Raptors. Sixers will be without key player in Tyrese Maxey. We know how good he can be against us. And will also be without... Who else are they out with? Korkmaz, which, whatever. That is the situation currently for the Sixers against the Raptors tonight. Gary Trent is also not going to be able to play today still, but OG being back is huge for this Raptors defense, which has been so bad recently. I have to open my door 1 second for my dog. Just 1 second. Oh, Jesus, my cat tripped on my wires. 1 sec. Here. Okay. Raptors have their work cut out for them tonight. We're on a 5-game losing streak. It's safe to say that we have not been playing well. Offense has been... it's just like points are going in, but it's so tough to score. It's so isolation driven. Our defense has not been able to cover weak side three-pointers. Our defense is showing a bit of an inability to defend at the rim, to stop drives. Everywhere, everything is going wrong on defense. It's just that part of the game absolutely does need to be better. And if it's not better tonight, Sixers are going to win big. They come into this game. They were 7.5-point favorites when I bet them. If you can get a 7.5 right now, I would recommend, because OG Anunoby playing will probably shift this to a 6.5. I'm not sure if there's 7.5 still out there. I don't know if I'd play this at 6.5 or 6. But a 7.5 is playable for me for the Raptors, so I would be I'd be looking at that one from a betting perspective. But yeah, we know that this is going to be a very difficult game tonight for the Raptors. Joel Embiid against no rim protection, James Harden against just the way the Raptors are guarding people these days, going to be a bit of an issue. But let's say what's up to the people in chat. Thank you so much for returning, coming to watch the stream today. We have Kobe, an Amateur Hour Army vet, over in chat. Jay Bricks, what's up? No Maxi, we're good. Yeah, I had to take him out of the thumbnail. 4KT Karam, sorry if I said that incorrectly. Randy, what is up? 2 more Amateur Army veterans in 905 Yada and D-Wiz. What is going on, gentlemen? And my moderator, Adam Scanlon, joined along with Is Jace. D-Wiz out here in Thailand, 6:30 a.m. What a way to start your day. Indeed, 12-hour difference to where I am located in Ontario, in Canada. You don't know. But that's great. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your holiday to tune in. And no problem for missing the streams. Right time, of course. Absolutely no problem. I hope you're having a great trip. I hope you're having a great time. I don't know if this is specifically for the holidays, but maybe your semester just finished at school or something, and you got a bit of time off, enjoying the holiday. Hope you're having a great time. OG Anunoby is playing for the Raptors today. Yep, that is a big development for this team. Defense has been an issue, though it even was an issue when he was playing. Yeah, it was an even bigger issue since he went out with injury. So that is a big deal. Sorry if you just heard my dog there. Again, my dog's... Hey! Raptors starting lineup today, as you see over here. VanVleet, Anunoby, Barnes, Hernan Gomez, and Siakam. So they are really diving in on the small balls. They are really... We're playing well. I guess Koloko wouldn't do much, but we're starting Koloko against everybody. But we're playing against an actual big today, and today is the day we don't start with a big. I guess they're gonna put Anunoby on him. How glaring is it that this team needs a fucking rim protector? My goodness. Trent's injured, so that guy's dumb. But this is the Raptors starting lineup. If we do want to go back to, we can find the Sixers starting lineup. No Maxey, so it will be Harden, Melton, Tobias Harris, PJ, and Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid obviously being the big one we don't know how we're going to be able to fare against and what sort of line he's going to put up. Raptors are going to double the shit out of him. He's going to kick it out to open players. If the Sixers are knocking down shots, this could be a tough scene for the Raptors. But I don't want to count us out just yet. I don't want to count us completely out of this game just yet. But it does seem right now that the Raptors are going into a very difficult game here. But hey, if the Warriors can beat us, we should be able to beat the 76ers. That's how it goes. It's a similar spread to what we were to the Warriors yesterday to what the Sixers are to us over today. Joel Embiid's points, it's got to be like 31.5. And yeah, you can find expensive 30.5s and 31.5. So I'm looking at the odds on it right now. They're expecting some Joel Embiid points. What's James Harden? James Harden probably like low 20s? Low 20s. Okay, so I guess that's what his scoring is these days. Assists got to be more high. Yeah, 10.5, 9.5 on the assists for different sports books. So, we'll see. Siakam, I want to see what his points are. He's probably 22.5, 23. What do we got here? Hang on. What just happened? Oh, we've got gifted subs or gifted memberships coming in. 905 Yada. I'm going to mute this because they're all going to say that's why he's a go. But 905 Yada, thank you so much. Let's give you an air horn to that. But he's come through, or shit, I don't actually don't want to assume, but coming through with the 10 Amateur Hour Sports memberships. We got 10 new Amateur Hour Army veterans who are being anointed to that title with the blessings from 905 Yada, an Amateur Army veteran himself who has gifted already a number of memberships to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thanks so much for doing things like that. It really does go a long way to supporting the content, and I am extremely, extremely grateful for it. Make no mistake about it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for going out of your way to do something like that. It's not necessary, but always very much appreciated. Let's say what's up to the 10 people who received one of those gifts. We got Connor, Colin Box Breaks, Brian Bates, Alana, Anton, Sukman, Zahir, Yejun, Christopher Vose, and Seth. I'm not going to say it all. Seth, appreciate all that. And thank you so much again to 905 Yada. Make sure you shout him out over there in the chat. But hope everybody's having a good Monday over here. Raptors, obviously in a tough stretch here. Amateur sports, though, we're trudging along. It's always a more difficult pocket of the year in terms of overall viewership and things of that nature. But we are getting close to that 13K. We want to hit 13K by the end of 2022. And we are 43 subs away from doing that. So let's get out the calculator here. We have 11 days, essentially. 43 divided by 11 is something like 3.5. So 3.9 subs a day. So 4 subs a day, and we're going to be able to do that. That is more than reasonable for me to be able to achieve. So let's all go do that together. And hey, maybe today's a start of the Raptors getting back on track. Now, one thing we do need to reference, this is a very difficult pocket of the Raptors schedule. People may be wondering. 1 second. False alarm. Sorry about that. What was I talking about? All right, the schedule. If you have to change settings and change the setting to allow gifted sub. You want a chance to be a gifted sub. That's a very good point. So if you're tuned in like I am, of course, there have been a lot of people who, not that it's a problem, there's been people who have actually been gifted multiple subs. It's probably due to the fact that there aren't that many people who have that enabled to receive a gifted membership, So make sure you go into your settings and change the setting to make sure you are allowed to receive a gifted sub. I'm not quite sure the process to do that. Maybe Google that. But if you want to be able to get a gifted membership. I keep calling them subs coming to Twitch. If you want to be able to get gifted a membership, you have to have that enabled. So make sure you go and do that. 30K by 2024. I mean, we'll see. It's just been, I mean, we're still pumping out content. I'm saying it's a bit tougher to get the videos in. It has been, but I'm still doing it. Let's focus. Hey, I take it one at a time here. Let's get to 13K, and let's hope to have a good year next year. If we get 13, I believe we started the year at 8K, so we'll be 5 more. 20K is probably a more by 2023. By the end of 23, I think that's more, man. 30K might be a bit ridiculous. 20K, you know what, is actually within reach. I think that it's hard to gauge because the summer is just like the summer period is just way more new subs than normal. But we'll see how all of that goes. It's a long time. Let's get to 13K, and then I think 20K is a good goal to set, a good, smart, attainable goal. Any content related to New Year's resolution goals for next year? You know, that's not a bad idea actually. To make a Raptors video based on New Year's resolutions, I think that is a good idea. That wasn't on my radar, but it will be now. Let's write that down. In my notes, I have video ideas for channels. So New Year's resolution is actually a great idea. That could be a good second channel video as well, but it could make it the main. That's a great idea, though. Thank you for that. Always open to suggestions, by the way. I think there is in the Discord we have. If you're not in the Amateur Sports Discord, by the way, you should be able to do that. There is a channel dedicated to suggestions as well. If you ever have any video ideas you want to run by me, please feel free to do that over there. I respectfully, unless I very much don't see it as a possible video, I try to get to all of them. So if you ever any ideas for videos, at least it might make the second channel. Anything you want to see. I am also a very like writing stuff down sort of person, and it's also just to remember these things as well. Because just sometimes in the morning I wake up, I don't know what to do for video, so I just look at my list and I come up with something. But yeah, when I like study, like I don't study anymore, I'm out of school. When I used to study, I would write down all the notes I needed to know. I'd write them down like a few times over to get them in my memory. That's the way I studied. It was just, everybody's got a different process. Brian said, tonight is the beginning of a huge hot streak for the Raptors. Yeah, Brian, always keeping the high hopes. Let's go and do it. You know what I mean? You're used to the L's. We're not tanking just yet, Mark. We might be soon, but we're not there just yet. Like I said, I'm going to reevaluate the stance at the end of 2022. If after this 6-game stretch, which I will go through in just a second, we're still not going anywhere, then I think it will be time to make a decision. But ultimately, I want the front office to make a decision for us. Like, I want them to make a trade that commits to, or commits to, you know. So that's what I really want to see from the front office in their decision-making going forward. Siakam 20 more points. I mean, you'd expect him to get there. The thing about Siakam lately is the thing about Siakam, his scoring at the start of the season was very like mid-range driven, which is fine for a player like him, and like just it felt like it was a lot more talent based. Whereas his scoring these days, he has to really fight to get to his averages. And it just feels sometimes a little bit out of rhythm because he just feels the sort of burden to score. But it's not coming as fluid and as natural as it was earlier. So that's something to keep an eye on that I've noticed over the last few games. YouTube algorithm works its magic. Well, we'll see about that. Hey, I'm just keeping on going. I'm really enjoying making the content. So I'm over the moon by even where we're at today. Where we were at like a year ago, I was over the moon with. Everything is just gravy at this point. And I have you guys to thank for that. J-Brick's on track to 100K in 2020. That is massive. Jeez, that'd be massive. Keep on pushing along, man. Keep on doing the thing. Let's see what Social Blade has for me in 2024. I feel like a lot of times these can be a bit skewed on social blade. Let's see. 2024, I'm on pace apparently for like start of 2024. Let's see. I'm on pace for just about 20K. So I think 20K is very much attainable by that point here. So I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and hopefully people continue to support the channel. What's the total views at? The total views in the channel actually might be getting close to 3 million as well, which would be obviously quite massive. But hey, let's focus on the Raptors here. Big trade coming? I think so. And Joey, I think the trade is... That big trade could be we're giving away a big piece to get picks. That big trade could be we're giving away our pick to get a very important player to this team. So I think a big trade is coming in some capacity for this Raptors team. Yes, agreed. Let's see. No negativity. We're gonna Brian, as much as you want no negativity, you can't get it. I don't like... I don't mind, being negative about where this team is, because I think there's very much a right to criticize. But just like blindly saying this team sucks, fuck this shit, I hate this team, I hate watching games, like I don't want to watch anymore. Like I hate that. Like you live in the age where if you don't want to see something, you can just turn it off, click the X button. You don't have to watch, right? I don't need you to tell me these sort of things. You know what I mean? It's bad. I know. We're playing like shit. I know. But I hate just like feeling so sorry for ourselves. It's bad for sure, though. Do you still believe in this vision? 6-9 players, this Raptors team. Like the premise is fine. It's just I just think there's some stuff missing. Like just overall shooting is just not there with this. I think you can. I think very much you can run this system. You just need to have shooters, which we don't have enough of. And you need rim protection, which you don't have enough of. So I think there's a lot of different systems that could work. I think having 5 guys who are that height can work. You need better rim protection, 100%. And you need better shooting, 100%. So if you don't have that and you have to stay away from all forwards and stuff, like I don't think... I hate all these black and white statements about this team. There's so many variables in sport. There's so many variables all the time. There's so many different outcomes, possibilities at any given point in the season. So I just hate black and white statements about the Raptors. Like, this will never work. This player will never work on this team. So these sort of comments, I disagree with them entirely. Like, you have to recognize just the literally the multiverse of possibilities that are always existent in sports. I read that. Next 6 games, 6-0. Logical Raptors fanatic, what is up? Chrissy says, real problem with this team is they can't contain their leads, and they come back, the lead is taken. Well, it's just defense. It's just defense in general right now is the biggest thing for real. Is Trent getting... No, Trent's injured. Trent, I believe, is actually... I'm quite confident he's actually injured. But as far as a trade going forward, I don't think that's out of the equation by any means. Or says Scottie Masters has to come. We'll see. He's been playing well. It's just every time something goes right, we fix something else goes wrong. So it's like the offense wasn't there. The half-court offense was really bad. And then all of a sudden, Fred VanVleet and Scottie Barnes are scoring a bunch. But then Siakam is not scoring anymore as much as he was before. Like, it's always something wrong. When we patch one hole, something else starts leaking. Like, we only have 2 hands here to plug all the holes. And we plug something else, well, then another hole is wide open and it's leaking. You know what I mean? Want to move future picks, help this team. We should not. The 2023. I don't think we should commit to... Like, I don't think we're in a position... Moving the future picks has to be the over-the-top, game-changing... you're going for a championship sort of trade, in my opinion. It just has to be. You need those assets to make that sort of trade. So losing them now for this team, I don't think it's quite worth it, in my opinion. Realize how you 6 in the future, so you build a great community. Yeah, I'm so appreciative of that now, Faviata. The community is outstanding. I know I get frustrated with the comment section and the chat sometimes, but definitely it's a wonderful, wonderful community that's been built up over here with so many people here, thousands of people. Like, just imagine, what is it? Almost 13K. Just imagine 13,000 people sitting in like that could fill some minor league stadiums. That could more than double fill the Arizona Coyotes home arena this season. It's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. As far as like trades in general, if you commit to, it's just in general, whether you want to be better or worse, Siakam, Barnes, OG have to be off limits. If you're tanking and you're going for draft picks, you are like dreaming of getting a player that turns out to be as good as Pascal Siakam is. Because the reality is, you could have the worst record in the NBA. There's an 86% chance you're not getting Victor Wembanyama. That is the single worst team in the NBA has an 86% chance to not get Victor Wembanyama. So tanking is not always the answer, and you don't always get the best picks. So having maybe a DPOY level sort of guy, an OG, having an All NBA player in Siakam, like these are the guys that you're tanking to get. So why get rid of them? Why not add in these players to that core if you're going to go in that direction? That's what I want to stress about tanking if we get there. Head on fire. Let's step out of the funk. If you can call it that, yeah. You can definitely call it funk. It might be even worse than a funk at this point. 100%. So I don't know why it's appearing in the chat on the side over here. There, it's kind of gone, but still, it'll go away. Look at it. I'm looking at the chat on the side of, like, right here. Oh, why does it keep going down, the donation thing? Let's hope that fixes itself. In 2 minutes, I'll adjust it. VanVleet and Siakam's 20 points and more Raptors win. Well, the scoring it's just a defense. It's the scoring hasn't even been that much of an issue. It's the defense right now. And you know what? It's the manner of scoring. The overall point output, it's fine. It's just the isolation-driven offense. Like, Dwayne Casey got fired for this. Not saying we're firing Nick Nurse for this, but like the offense is so ugly right now. This team can't hurt me. Listen, it is hurting me because at least Tampa, you went, we're playing away from home. There was the health and safety protocols. What's our excuse? We should be good. What's our excuse right now? You know what I mean? Any decent free agents you can get a 10-day. I mean, if they were decent, they'd be on a team by now. That's what I'll say. At this point of the season, if they were good, they'd be on a team. There's nobody you can sign a 10-day that seriously like changes what's going on right now. At least that's how I feel. Unless you maybe find a shooter. Sometimes you can find a guy, gets hot when you sign him. Oh my God. When the Warriors threw a zone against us, I swear it was just like the Raptors would have. So like imagine this is the 3-point line like this. Raptors would have a guy here, a guy here, and a guy here, and they're just above the 3-point line. The ball would go here, back, here, back, and they just wouldn't do anything. Then 20 seconds are gone. We have 4 seconds left in the shot clock. Somebody isolate and hook up a shot. It was, oh my God, it was so bad yesterday. 5-game win. Look, 5-game win streak. We're back on track. I mean, as far as the standings go, look, the Sixers have really corrected the ship here. They're 16-12. We're 4 games back of the Sixers, and they're in 5th. So, you get a win streak going, and all of a sudden you're kind of right back in the mix here. But it's just getting that win streak seems like such a daunting task at the moment. You know what I mean? It's a very difficult spot, as I mentioned. So we're in a very difficult spot right now. And the schedule coming up is absolutely not going to be kind to the Raptors, which I said I'm going to get. I will get to. I'm just trying to make my way through chat before we do. Not hard to break his own. No, it's just ball movement and, off-ball movement, off-ball action, and we're just not doing these things. Very simple things that we're not even really doing right now. Random, have you tried Chung Chun yet? I have not tried it. That's like the rice or like the corn dog place, something like that. I have not tried it yet. If I see it, I might try it one day. I wouldn't like plan around it. If I saw it, I'd be like, hey, that place, I'm gonna go try it for the first time. Our first round pick this year shouldn't be traded. Again, my stance on the trade will be probably assessed again end of the calendar year. So we have 6 games coming up that will define this. Let me show you guys. So 6 games coming up. We got the Sixers tonight away. 2 more away games this week. We have MSG for the Knicks. We're in Cleveland to face the Cavs. And then next week, Clippers at home, next 3 games. Clippers, Grizzlies, and then a back-to-back against the Suns. That will end off the calendar year. So these 6 games, really tough stretch of the season. In theory, the easiest team is the Knicks, who have won 6 in a row. So you never know. And I feel like you could get an easy game here depending on who shows up. But, man, this is a tough stretch of games. If you're way behind the pack after this game here, then I'm going to be like, okay, time to sell. But if you're back in contention somehow after that point, then I think that you could go for a rim protector that helps fix a lot of what's wrong with this team. So my decision will come at that point. I'm not going to commit one way or another. I'll say like I'm comfortable with the idea of tanking at that point, but I think it's too early to really commit right now. Got tickets to the Bucks game on the 4th. Might get destroyed. At least I can watch potential quote. Well, if he plays, that's always the scary thing about buying tickets these days. It's just, is that guy going to play? Is Giannis going to play? I mean, Giannis should be. Giannis is a guy who gets a lot of games, but you just never know. You really just never know. I think what was pretty telling about the Golden State game was that I thought a lot would change with Curry out. They have such a, like, Steve Kerr just has a well-oiled machine there. They all just know how to play together. They all know their role. They all play to their strengths, play to their roles. And whether Curry is there or not, even though they've been bad without him this season, they're going into that game where 2-14 away from home. Like, all the guys know what they have to do on the court. And, whoever goes in, they know their job. They doesn't really change anything. Whereas the Raptors are so isolation-driven that when they're missing players, like these lesser talented guys getting more minutes, they're not as good in isolation. Well, that's what we need them to be, because that's all we do. We don't run any action, off-ball action. It's so frustrating the way this team plays. Scoot Henderson's there in the draft. Yes, Victor Wembanyama's there. But again, you have very low probability of getting these guys, even when you have the worst record in the league. Like, it's so easy to slip out of the top 2, even with the worst record in the NBA. It's just so, like, the way it's designed, tanking has been so decentivized by Adam Silver. I think to be honest, it's good for the league. There was a stat that post-2020, before Mark and Serge left, our defensive rim protector top 3 in the league. Everything's been bottom 10. Well, yeah, no shit. You lost 2 outstanding defensive players, and you still haven't replaced them. A player like JJ Redd, well, yeah, like a shooter and a rim protector. I think that drastically changes the outlook of this team. But coaching also does need to be better. There needs to be some sort of life in this team to warrant making those trades. You know what I mean? Hudson Larbic can still net you an all-NBA draft pick. It can, but also cannot. It can. I think that's a bigger risk than some people would make it out to be on social media. The way the Raptors draft, like, sure, maybe they can find that guy there, but it's still a big risk. You can't. Tanking doesn't just solve everything. Like, how many teams have legitimately tanked their way to a championship? Like, sustainable success is what wins championships. Like, the Golden State Warriors didn't just all of a sudden be good at basketball. Like, there was high draft picks. Nothing in like the top 3 or 4. Sure, you can find lesser players. Like Curry went 7th, should have gone 5th, but Curry went 7th, and then there's like Klay Thompson, who went like late lottery or just outside the lottery. Draymond Green 2nd. Like it was building up to a point where they plugged the pieces around the guys they developed from the draft for sure. But as far as like the Warriors were never in like the last decade just a straight up tanking team to get to this point. This is the point I'm trying to make. You don't just tank and all of a sudden be good. Like the Philadelphia 76ers, the epitome of tanking. How many top 5 picks have they spurned here? They drafted Nerlens Noel 5th. They drafted Okafor, I want to say 4th. I could be mistaken, or in that area. They drafted Markelle Fultz 1st. Michael Carter-Williams was didn't they draft him like 1st or 2nd? It's not a foolproof strategy to do this sort of thing. Can it lead to unbelievable success? Absolutely. Can it lead to a limited amount of success? Sure, it can also do that. Like I like a point I saw on Twitter today. In, was it 2013, the Raptors and the 76ers finished with the same record. Exact same record. Raptors continue to build, continue to win. Carlos, he's like 10th. Okay, my mistake. Point still stands. 2013, and I'm cherry picking here, but Raptors and 76ers, the same record. Sixers went the tank route. Raptors went the consistent, sustainable development of their players. Raptors were a consistent playoff team that lost in first rounds, that lost brutally in second rounds, snuck into a conference final, but mostly brutal second round, first round exits. But they had sustainable success. They built up their core. They analyzed their deficiencies. And when the time was right, they made the big trade. They got Kawhi Leonard, put them over the top to win a championship. I think that the front office is going to look to really replicate that sort of strategy here. They want to find an ability to have sustainable winning, sustainable success. It's not just championship or bust. Sustainable success can help your team. And then you find the right piece to put you over the top. You make that trade, and that's the one you want to go with, the home run sort of trade to get you in line for an NBA championship. And sure, there's viable strategies to go either way, but the Sixers chose their route. They have yet to make it beyond the second round. My prediction for the season, they still don't make it beyond the second round, but I think they're a team capable of winning an NBA championship, as they have been for a while, but there's still just not that over-the-top factor that this team sort of needs. And this is, sure, specific examples, but just rinsing the entire organization for 4 years just to get draft picks isn't as much of an answer as people would make it out to be, is what I'm trying to say. I think what's also important to mention is leading up to that NBA championship, the amount of players on this team that were scouted was outstanding. The Raptors won that championship without a lottery pick on their team. The first team in the lottery era to win a championship without a single lottery-picked player on their roster. Kawhi was just outside the lottery, if you were interested. He was 15th by Indiana, I believe. So think about the draft picks leading up to that point and how important these players were. So Siakam, a late first-round pick, 27th overall, vital, obviously, to that championship. Fred VanVleet, a guy you scouted out of the draft, undrafted free agent after the draft. Norman Powell, I guess a somewhat important part to that roster at the time, who obviously got way better after the championship. A 46th overall pick that you traded for from Milwaukee's draft pick over there. OG Anunoby was injured for the playoffs, but maybe an important part of the regular season. And then before that, drafting guys that were serviceable NBA players, drafting JV to be able to trade him, drafting DeLon Wright to be able to trade him. There was a sustainable amount of success from the draft that also helped us. That, recently, if you were getting more out of Malachi Flynn, how big would that draft pick be at this point? So a lot of things go into winning a championship here. You can find these depth sort of pieces that maybe we haven't quite gotten ourselves in the last few years. But again, tanking isn't quite always the answer as people would make it seem. That's the overall point from this. Sorry, I just got an important message. Important message. Oh my. 1 second, guys. Let me take care of my business. I have some. If you bet, I have some good information to share with you in just a second. If you like to bet, and you are somebody who listens to my advice and has multiple accounts, then you have some good information about to come your way. 1 second here. Betting is kind of like a third job for me these days. It's a good amount of. It is. You know what? I'm doing well. It's a nice extra income on the side, I must say. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Ah, geez, 1 sec. 1 sec. Almost there. Okay, if you have a Bet99 account, they are hanging a really bad price on the Phoenix Suns first half spread. First half spread of -5 at Bet99 is a bad price. It's a very good bet. Proper price should be 6.5 to 7. They're hanging a 5. If you have Bet99, Phoenix, first half, -5 on the spread. Very good number that they have not adjusted to quick enough. There may have been some recent injury information that has popped up, but off-market price you can take advantage of by going over there and betting. But looks like this game is about to get started. That has flown by. I was ranting about tanking and all that. I don't know. I wasn't really reading stuff. If you guys were vibing with what I was saying or not vibing, we'll see. But Raptors going with VanVleet, Barnes, Anunoby back from injury, Siakam, Juancho. Juancho listed as a center. I imagine OG and Siakam will be on Joel Embiid. Speaking of Embiid, he's starting for the Sixers along with Tucker, Harris, Melton, and Harden. No Tyrese Maxey today. If you guys were unaware, he is out. He wants to make teams who tank on purpose into the G League. Oh, well, I don't think they're ever going to add in a relegation system. I think a lot of the time when it comes to these stories and articles, like Adam Silver thinking about relegating teams to the G League, that's like probably somebody merely brought up that idea, like, hey, this is something you can do, and then an article ran with a clickbaity title to make people click. You only develop these late picks as long as the only reason you get Kawhi is because you drafted DeMar Lillard. Sure. But you can find, like, it's like DeMar was a top 5 pick either. Sure. Obviously, that's part of it, though. Development is a big thing. Like, there were bad picks, too. Pirtle was drafted 9th. That wasn't a good pick in hindsight. He's a good player, but not for 9th overall, I'd say. That's not the team-defining player you want in a top 10 pick. All right, let's get into the game here. Enough on that. Let's win this game, and we can stay away from these conversations for a couple of days. Let's go win it. Some people want to lose this game. Some people watching this probably wanting us to lose. And here we go, getting started. Joel Embiid. We are 42 seconds into the game. Joel Embiid is already bitching about fouls. Harden for 3. No good. Can we get that board? Yes. OG handoff to Siakam. Let's get going here. Siakam, one-on-one with Joel. Siakam, good first quarter player. Spins off Embiid. Nice play. In rhythm. Looking good there. Pascal Siakam lays it in. Raptors lead 2-0. Will it be their only lead of the game? Let's find out. Harden. Relegation's cool. Melton for 3, no good. The thing about relegation is just, then you have G League affiliates in the NBA. Like, how does that work? Raptors against the Raptors 905. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, Raptors 905 are not going to beat the Raptors, because why would we let them beat us? We're going to call up, like, all their good players. Juancho inside, and it's off his leg and out of bounds for a Sixers ball. And on top of that, like, there are small market teams who just need the draft picks to be good. That's their only legitimate way of gaining success over time, because they're in too small of a market to afford getting to the next level with free agents. Joel Embiid spins at the rim and gets the and one there, by the way. Oh, scoreboard's wrong. Sorry, you're right. It is wrong. Thank you. All right, Joel Embiid at the rim. It is 2-2. Sloppy start. I think we're a minute and a half. We are just over a minute and a half in. A little too early to call this a sloppy start for either team, I think. Trade for Zion. That would be good. If we could trade for like Giannis or Zion, I think that would really help our team this season. Oh boy. Sloppy start by the... Just kidding. Siakam did turn it over though, and it turned into an easy dunk there for Tobias. VanVleet to OG. OG to the rim, loses the handle briefly, gets it back. Nice pass to Juancho inside, who lays it up and lays it in. Yeah, Zion, of course. If we trade for Zion, we'd be like, that'd be huge for the team, having this sort of play like that. You think we could do that? Harden to Embiid inside. He's fouled. Took away 2 points likely, but that's a foul on Barnes. That's 2 on Scottie Barnes, and we are 2.5 minutes into the game. I would trust him to not get his next foul. Coaching-wise, you cannot take him out of the game this early. It's a soft foul, man. Embiid, kick out to Tobias Harris for 3, and he drills it. 8-4, for the Sixers on that Harris 3. Tobias Harris gets paid more than Pascal Siakam to just be a spot-up shooter. Barnes, transition 3. Do we need that transition 3 from Scottie Barnes? We don't even need those from VanVleet, let alone a guy who's not a good three-point shooter. Melton blows by, gets the rim. Nobody's defending him, but he misses the layup. Fred. Y'all forgot about the big ball celebration Fred had. VanVleet, and he loses it. Turns it over. Sixers coming the other way again. Embiid may have fouled Juancho there, by the way. And turned over there by the Sixers, over and back. So good fight there in transition by Juancho. Eventually turned into an over and back. Doc Rivers is unhappy. I think now I could call it a sloppy start. We're 3.5 in now. Fred, Siakam. Imagine we had like Giannis, Siakam, Zion, though. How good would that team be? Jeez, this game just started. Fred could still drop 50. We don't know. He could drop 0, too. We don't know. Juancho, nice take inside and lays it in. I started this season like just thinking Juancho did nothing, and I was more down on him than other people. I feel like I'm more high on him than other people right now. Sixers almost turn it over again. Harden to Tobias Harris. Out to Melton for 3, no good. So today I'm going to start cracking down a bit more. If the only reason you want to be here is to just get mad at Fred VanVleet, then I'm just going to start kicking people out. If you're only here to just bitch and bitch and bitch and take it so out of proportions about just one player, I'm just going to ban. I'm going to hide you. Siakam in the paint, turn around and puts it in. Like, if you're just here just to bitch and you don't want to like have any sort of constructive discussions about things, I don't see any benefit. I see more negative being here. I'm not from Toronto, no. Harden to Harris. It's 8-8 now on that Siakam bucket. There's 7:10 on my clock here as Harris drives inside. Fred holds him off, kicks it to Melton. Inside feed to Embiid. And the defense is a little bit late there. So just that pass out wide to Melton, just leaving players that open, not quite there. So obviously the kickouts right now and the players that are open for 3 has been a huge issue for the Raptors. They're leaving players wide open for 3. So what has usually been a success story for the Raptors in terms of their defense, especially last season, since Kawhi left, what has been a big success story for this team is their ability to contest shots at the rim. As much as the rim protection hasn't been great, they get stops there. The bodies have enabled them to get consistent stops in a lot of areas. What they have typically given up with Nick Nurse is the weak side corner threes. There's the openness rating for other teams against the Raptors is higher than normal. It's higher than normal, which is concerning. But because of all these athletic players, lengthy bodies, they're able to disrupt enough of the three-pointers on closeouts and pick up the pieces on rotation that it's not detrimental to their success. Sure, they allow too many open threes. That is something that they have come to just sort of live with as a team. But the rim protection has typically been better as well. So the problem right now is, yeah, the threes are still open, but also the rim protection sucks. So instead of sacrificing one thing to do other things, we're sacrificing multiple things because we're just not doing a bunch of things well. That absolutely being one of those things that we are not doing well. Contesting at the rim. So with the addition of a rim protector, that will just give us more of an ability to contest on closeouts or to eliminate that the player being open at all. The rim protection, adding in a play like that, would change so much to this team in those ways. Always should have fun. That's what I want it to be, Cher. Of course. Thank you so much for joining. I hope I said that quickly. Players are unrealistic to get. Phaser, franchising young. I think it's pretty realistic. A player like Zion Williamson. I think the Pelicans are probably looking at him like this is somebody who's maybe there's injury problems here. And they have such a good core already that I think the Pelicans would feel like Zion's a player worth parting with to just solidify that core. And for the Bucks, they already won that championship. They're a smaller market. I don't think they're going to want to give Giannis all this money going forward here. And maybe they want to, with all that money they'd save and maybe the draft pick to get for him, they could put together a superpowered dynasty for the future. So I think it's pretty realistic at those guys. The Lakers are with Anthony Davis injured, you could add in a veteran piece like LeBron James to really solidify that. And the Raptors, like imagine those guys, you could put them with Siakam and Anunoby. I think you're missing maybe that true rim protector, but Giannis can do a job there, and you've got such good players that you're just going to be outscoring your opponents. So I think those three trades are extremely realistic for the Raptors to make before the trade deadline, and that would just completely change the way this team is going forward. I don't know what you guys think. Nurse system requires effort. Players, I don't know. I think I have question marks about the way Nurse is running the team at the moment. We could probably get MJ out of retirement. Listen, MJ, this guy retired prematurely. He still got that basketball itch in his body. He just wasn't happy with the front office. You saw when he came back to the Wizards, but the Wizards, they were shit. He wasn't having fun. This guy, we put together that winning team I talked about. We put together those big trades. MJ, he's going to want to come out of time. Just to add in that winning DNA, just the winning mentality he brings, I think it'd be massive as well. You maybe get him on a vet minimum. Jersey sales are there. I'd buy a jersey. All right, we're back in it here. 10-8. Birch throws it to the crowd. All right, turnover has not been good in the first 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Nobody bit. 5 minutes, 13 seconds. Nobody bit on that. Somebody bit earlier. I think I took it too far there. Did I take the 7 away? I have the 7.5 on the spread, as I mentioned earlier. I'd actually be curious what the Flynn and VanVleet lineups look like. Harden literally just walked to the rim. There was 3 guys who could have stopped that Harden layup. I swear they all moved out of the way of him there. That was actually crazy. That was actually crazy. Wow. OG. Driving. Going past Harris. Throwing it up, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line here. 12-8 so far. The defense is giving up the 2 worst things. Layups and you're right. The most efficient shot is a corner 3. So yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I don't know if it's an effort thing. It's a do your fucking job sort of thing. OG misses the first free throw. Birch is in here, so we'll see what sort of minutes he gets. Maybe he gets maybe he gets more minutes than Koloko today. And OG misses both free throws. Embiid to Melton to Harden. Now Harris in the corner for 3, and the rotations were late, and the Sixers just casually pass it around and free themselves up for an open 3, a theme with this current Raptors team. It was 8-8, Sixers now on a 7-0 run, 15-8. OG, Melton defending, now Embiid, and OG turns it over. So offense and defense hurting a little bit for the Raptors right now. And with or without Maxey, this team is good enough to make us pay. Siakam has been phenomenal this year. I can criticize the latest stretch, maybe the fluidity of his game, but like, look, I've seen the utter hate this player can get. If I gotta fight for my averages, I'm gonna go and do that if I'm Siakam. Because if he doesn't, then y'all are gonna be pissed that he's not getting his averages. There's no winning. VanVleet to Birch, puts it up and doesn't go. Sixers going the other way. Are already up by 7. 5 minutes to go in the first. Harris has an open lane inside, and a foul called against Malachi Flynn, which will send Harris to the free throw line. There's 2 things I hate in the Sixers team. Is Doc Rivers, watch a team catch up in the fourth quarter. And 2, the lack of athletic forwards. Well, maybe we can work out a deal. Well, what's handcuffing the Sixers team from truly being great is you're paying Tobias Harris, again, I said it earlier, you're paying Tobias Harris $35 million to be a spot-up shooter. A disaster contract. Fred's a lot better than he was in 2019. In case y'all forgot, he is a reigning all-star. He's not playing like that this season, but he's a good player. Harden to Tucker. Now Melton in the corner for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound by Birch. Here come the Raptors the other way with Fred. Fred kicking it out. Nice feed to Flynn. Just gets there. Siakam open for a 3. Catch and shoot spot. Doesn't go there for Siakam, and Embiid flops. And Embiid, of course, when he flops, he gets the foul. Clog in the middle. Yeah, I mean, what would you do? If I wanted to beat the Raptors, I'd probably just run a zone. What else can we do? Just run a zone. We can't break down zones. We actually can't. And the Warriors exposed that days ago. Sixers in the bonus, 4:24 to go. Embiid is getting these fouls. Listen, Embiid knows how to get his calls. It is what it is. You can't touch him like that. I could choose anybody in the league to be on the Raptors. Oh, Giannis. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is Embiid the biggest flop? I don't know. Luka's up there. Siakam here. Sixers in his zone right now. Here you go. And Siakam baits Harris into that foul. So Siakam going to head to the line here, looking to end the run. It is an 11-0 run here. Look, Embiid definitely gets his superstar calls, and he's very talented at baiting the fouls. Like, come on, we're not going to joke around here, Clark. Clearly, he's a player who embellishes his contact quite a bit to deceive the refs into giving him fouls. At the benefit of his team, 100%. And if it works, why not do it? Miami's a team synonymous with a zone against the Raptors in my mind. But every team's going to start doing it. Every team is going to do it because they know it's going to work. How good Luka would be to get like same Harden usage, except he's better than Harden. Yeah, well, Luka on any team is just sensational. We need a zone buster. Yeah, a lot of things. A big who can pass from the high post with a role Pearl could take over is good for the zone. Shooters are good. We don't have. But I will repeat what I said last stream as Raptors force Sixers into a travel. The front office addressed the shooting. They attempted to. They signed Otto Porter Jr., guy who can shoot the ball. He just hasn't really played because he's been injured. And they signed Juancho Hernan-Gomez. That was supposed to be the athletic forward who can also shoot. He's shooting like shit this season. He's doing other things fine. He can't fucking shoot right now. Oh, nice feed by Fred inside to Birch, who throws it down. Nice feed there. But again, they did sign shooters. Like you can't just find a 40% free. Well, Brooklyn Nets did because Yuta Watanabe decided he was good at basketball all of a sudden. Never was for us. Whereas you can't just find a 40% 3-point shooter who can help your team. But we got Otto Porter Jr. We got Juancho not working out, and it's time to readdress that need. But I don't think it's a failure on the front office in that. The failure is still not really going for adequate rim protection. I was quite adamant in the offseason that Koloko wouldn't be ready for all these consistent minutes. And though he's played well beyond my expectation, it's still like he just doesn't affect the game offensively whatsoever. Defensively, he's just not quite ready for the role he's in at the moment. But he's being forced into it because we are so lacking in that position. Brown? You're talking about, you know you ain't talking about Lorenzo Brown right now. Raptors used to be the master of zone, the 1-3-1, the box and one. Yeah, there was better defenders there. You had Ibaka, you had Gasol, you had Kawhi. Like it was just you had Lowry, who's a great defender as well. You just had so many good defenders. You should have that this year as well, but you're still lacking that rim protection. But guys, I want to remind you, if you are enjoying the stream so far, make sure you have dropped a like. We are 14 likes away from 50 likes on the stream. Would appreciate it if you did support the stream by dropping a like. We have an outside chance, do we, of hitting 50 by the end of the first quarter. There's 3:19 to go in the first. 75 people watching. We can hit 50 likes by the end of the first quarter. Please drop a like if you are enjoying. Easiest way to support the stream. When you like, it just gets this stream on more recommended pages, helps us get some more new viewers, which is the key. And if you are one of those new viewers, or if you have just not done so already, please make sure you are subscribed to Amateur Hour Sports. Drop a sub. We do watch parties like this for every single Raptors game. And on top of that, I do videos all week about this team. I have a video coming out tomorrow that you can watch and hopefully enjoy. I had a history of being injured. Should be accounted for. I agree, SM. Otto Porter Jr. being injured, your 8th or 9th guy in the rotation. I've said this in a few videos now. Your 8th or 9th guy in your rotation being injured should not be that much of a detriment to that part of the team. Agreed. Overall construction of the team seems to be a problem. Messi is 5 million likes away from the most liked picture on Instagram. I'll make him 4,999,999 in a second here. Let's help out Prince Leo. What's his Twitter? What's his Instagram handle? Leo Messi. All right, sure. I'll give him one like there. Siakam layup in transition. He's fouled. Heading to the line here. 19-12 for the Sixers. The amount of likes we get before half is the amount of points we'll get by half. You know what? We're pretty much on pace for that here. So we're at 45. Raptors currently at 12 with 3:01 to go. You know, we might not be far off here. What will be higher? The likes on the stream at halftime or the Raptors points at halftime? That will be interesting. Look at saying the Raps going to make playoffs. So I saw online there was a betting site. It was an unregulated one that I will not name. Had the Raptors priced at about 80 to 75% chance of making the playoffs as Siakam hits both free throws. I certainly don't think that's accurate, 80%, but there is optimism in the betting markets that the Raptors will indeed make the playoffs and will figure out where they're at, interestingly. Barely seen Scottie in this game. He came out pretty early. Thibault corner three, no good. Siakam bringing it the other way. One-on-one with Melton. 5-point game. Raptors sort of clawing back at the moment. Siakam finds a lane, lays it up, and just doesn't go. Really good look for Siakam, and he manufactured himself. But the Raptors forced a turnover the other way. Boucher handoff to VanVleet, who slows it down. Tanking is better than finishing 8th or 10th, but it's not better than finishing 4th or 5th. There are more than just those options. Fred, corner three is good. Big three for Fred and for the Raptors. 19-17 as the Raptors go on a 9-0 run. Embiid puts it up and doesn't go. Another stop by the Raptors. Here they come the other way again. You think we should have gone Claxton when he was waived by Dallas last season? You are not thinking of the correct player right now. Malachi Flynn lays it up, and nice take by Malachi off the floater, and he ties the game up at 19 here. Raptors, 11-0 run, have fought back to 19-19. Thibault to Niang for three, and he drops it. Contest was there by Fred, but Niang still drops it down. Moses Brown doesn't change anything. Sure, but Moses Brown doesn't really change anything about this team. Fred was open in the corner. I wouldn't call that a heat check. 11-0 run by Toronto, ended there by the Niang three. It is 22-19. Fred, step back in mid-range over Embiid and gets the roll, and it drops 22-21 now. Embiid inside, doubled by Boucher, and he turns it over, throws it straight out of bounds, and Raptors will have a 2-for-1 opportunity. Would I do a trade return? Depends what the trade is. What should we be? We should be a middle-of-the-pack playoff team. So I think we are good enough to be reminiscent of what we were last season, which would be very good for the developmental strides of the team, in my opinion. Raptors will not quite get that 2-for-1. We'll kind of get that 2-for-1 as Boucher goes inside. He's fouled, though, and we'll hopefully head to the line here. So what I really dislike about the narrative about would you rather be a play-in team or would you rather have a better draft pick? Well, obviously, I'd rather have a better draft pick, but that is operating under the circumstance that there are only two outcomes to this season. The Raptors could still go on a run and finish 4th, 3rd in the East. The Raptors could blow it up and be bottom 3 or 4 in the East. Sure, they could not do anything and be a play-in team, which I think would be a bad thing. But there are more outcomes than just the play-in or tank, which what's the fallacy where you only give certain options? I forget what it is. It's a fallacy. I'll look it up. Shake Milton layup, no good. Raps on a 15-3 run. Chance to add on to it with 4 seconds on the game clock. Fred to Scottie, chucks up a 3. It won't go, but the Raptors will end the first quarter with a 23-22 lead, ending it on a 15-3 run. Thank you for the 50 likes at the half. If you guys are enjoying, please try to increase that number by liking it up yourself. What's the fallacy? Fallacy only two. Oh, right there. It actually autofilled for me. My computer is listening to me. The false dilemma fallacy. The either or fallacy. Oh, it's a false dichotomy. That's what it is. It is defined as an argument where only two choices are presented, yet more exist, or a spectrum of possible choices exists between the two extremes. There you go. Let's make it a bit easier for you guys. Oh, that's very that seems very red pill sort of meme. Let's look for a better one. I can't find a good photo to represent it. So what I'm saying is presenting two options. So me saying I don't want to tank is not me saying I want to make the play in and lose in the first round. That is me saying I believe that this team is good enough to be a team that wins a playoff series. Though I find that less likely than just losing first round, it is false dichotomy to suggest that we are only capable of being a play-in team or we should just tank. There are a variety of other possible outcomes here that I'm not going to just simply choose between those two options. That is my suggestion. If you truly have that much of a belief that this team cannot be any better than playing, I would just say that I disagree, and I believe that they are better than that. Must-win game just because we're playing Embiid. I feel you. Do I think Jerry Jr., AKG Money, has checked out, wants to be traded? No, I do not. We did get a super chat from Phoenix. Sorry, I was in my rant there, but Fred doing a Kemba impression with the stepbacks. Phoenix, that could be an insult to Fred. It could not be. I'm not quite sure. I muted the that by accident. We also got a new subscriber here. Hector Fan has subscribed. Appreciate that. Clark Fernandez has also subscribed. I'm sorry I did not see those. I forgot I had muted the alerts. Thanks so much to Hector Fan and Clark Fernandez for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Army. And thank you so much to Phoenix for that super chat. Appreciate that as well. I don't like the Kemba comparison because most are done with malice involved. Do we consider being satisfied with playing? No. Messiah said playing for what? And I agree. Playing for what? I'm not playing in for shit. Barnes puts it up. No good, but... Or is it good? Maybe Boucher tipped that in. Okay. 3-pointer up for Christ. That house. Another 3 drops for Philly. Like the defense wasn't even bad there. Fuck. Raptors are 1 for 7 for 3. No surprise there. OG in mid-range. No thank you. No thank you. Here's Harrell down low. Harrell fucking fists the Raptors, I swear, when we play against him. Flynn. Nice kick out to OG. Extra pass to Barnes, who takes a look inside, puts up with the right, and gets the roll again. Scottie Barnes makes it a 3-point game. Do I think hiring Rico Hines was a good call? Yes. He has been overworking the team, and they've been burned out. How do you know? Oh, has he been overworking the team? They've been burned out. I would say no. Every team has injuries. We're injured. Sure, we're injured. We just played a Warriors team that didn't have Curry and Wiggins. We played the Sixers early in the year where they didn't have Embiid. We've had teams deal with injuries. There's a reason why Rico Hines gets so much respect from the league in general. Why he has superstar players going out to his scrimmages in the offseason. He has a lot of respect for a reason. We're down by 5 right now. We were up at the end of the first. My God. Do I think it was dang? I will make that decision at the end of 2022 after this very difficult 6-game stretch. All right. Let's go to... We have no talent? We have no talent. We have a Rookie of the Year, an All-NBA player, and an All-Star. No talent. A lot of teams envy the position we are in. All right, let's talk about the box score here. We didn't do after the first quarter. Siakam kind of doing his thing so far. OG been uncharacteristically on the wrong side of things here. He's a minus 17 tonight. Raptors have very few players in the positives from a plus-minus standpoint. Here's one of them. His name is Fred VanVleet, and he's playing pretty well tonight. Well, this is a shooting guard. That's weird. On the bench has made a bit of a difference. They went on that run there. Boucher came in, was affecting things, as was Kem Birch, getting in the areas, had a dunk, but it's a little bit too early to really comment on the box right here. Flynn getting more minutes again off the bench. I thought he was crafty in that Warriors game, but there's still things that I don't like about his game, but at the moment, I think he's warranted getting the minutes that he is getting at the moment. Shooting probably going to be ugly here. It's not. We're shooting 48. They're shooting 44. But we are 1 for 7 from 3. So the three-point shooting is still a big issue for this team. Turnovers right now have been a problem. Usually we're very good in the turnover category on both ends of the floor. We don't have depth? Not really. Tank for a 7% chance at getting Victor Wembanyama. Lakers have 3 top 75 players of all time. The current Lakers, well, not all of them are in their prime, are they? In fact, I would argue none of them are in their prime. Stop swearing. Okay. Listen to Barnacle. I'm not going to... It's just in my natural vocabulary. If it slips out, I apologize. But it might come out here. This ain't a circus, but I can't lie. It slips out from time to time. It's in my natural diction. Offensive foul? That probably should have been a foul the other way, but they call a foul on Boucher there. Anyways. Raptors don't have this. They don't have that. They don't have this. Here's Korkmaz. This is Niang going inside, putting up the layup, and it's an air ball. But a foul has been called. Where's the foul? Foul against Malachi Flynn. I didn't miss Norm when Gary was balling last season. People were calling that trade a steal, by the way, getting Gary Trent. Especially when you see what the Blazers got for Norm. What a horrible trade. Niang is at the line anyways. That did not look like a foul either. But Sixers have gotten 2 calls. Niang at the line with a chance to put the Sixers up by 7. 33-27. Niang's second shot coming up in just a second here. Sorry, somebody... Second free throw for Niang is good. Just hunt this guy. Hunt this guy on defense. This guy can't defend. Hunt this guy. We actually ran him off the floor in the playoffs, George Niang. He can't defend. OG for 3. Good look. Doesn't go. Raptors just cannot hit the 3-pointers right now. Here come the Sixers the other way with House. Going up to the rim. Tough shot is good. And a foul against Malachi Flynn. Interior penetration for the Sixers proving very good here. And after the Raptors led after the first quarter, they find themselves down by 9, possibly 10, pending the free throw. It's a foul. OG is probably like a minus 25 right now. And we are only 50 minutes into this game. OG is a minus 21 right now. Oh, my goodness. Ogugwa. We need better, man. Here's OG inside to Barnes, who turns it over. Another turnover by the Raptors. Another turnover by Scottie Barnes. Here, Harrell down low. Nobody defending. He just dunks it. Nobody played defense. They just passed it. They did one simple pass. Harrell went, wow, where is everybody? Where is the defense? And then he just dunked it. Easy. Easy as can be. Easy as can be. 17-4 in the quarter for points. Malachi Flynn for 3. No good. Nice rebound by Boucher, who's fouled on the putback. 12-point game. It was going so well. It was going so well. What move do you think will be made if we tank? You got to trade Gary. Gary Trent's gone. That's the easiest one. That's an attractive piece to trade for. Gary Trent's gone. Other than that, I could see us dumping some. I mean, you can't really dump salary if you're tanking. Gary Trent, the big one that I see moving. You could think about like Fred, but I don't know. Gary Trent for sure would be gone. Ten-point game now as the Raptors score both free throws with Boucher. Harrell at the rim, puts it up, puts it in. How easy is this? How easy is this? They're getting what they want, however they want it. Scottie Barnes ball handling, gives it to Flynn. Sixers in his zone. So the Raptors just pass it around the perimeter. Here we go. Entry to Siakam. There you go. Turn and face the high post. This is where you want to be. Nice look for Siakam. Mid-range shot just doesn't go there. Harrell lays it up this time. He misses. Barnes to Boucher inside, and he's fouled. Boucher heading back to the line for shots. To donate non-perishable food. Okay, every time you swear. I can donate regardless. I'm going to swear. The reality is I'm going to swear. I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize if there's people watching that cannot hear cusses, curse words, whatever. I'm going to swear. It is what it is. I don't make this a circus. I don't make swearing my personality to be edgy, but it's in my natural vocabulary at this point in my life. They're going to come. I'm not actively looking to avoid swearing. But again, it's not a circus. I'm sorry if you have your kids watching. I'm very sorry. I'm not trying to be sarcastic at all. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm just like I gotta just enjoy my stream, you know. It's just part of my natural living, the way I speak. Ooh, Barnes got hit in the face, but we got defense to play. Why is Malachi Flynn on Montrezl Harrell? Steps a side step 3 for House, and he nails it. Just, can we catch a break? Can we catch a break with this shooting? Malachi Flynn for 3. Had a good look there. It doesn't go. Scottie Barnes rebound, and he puts it up and airballs it. Harden downhill, past the House, past to Milton. Ooh, they blew that play. Here come the Raptors the other way. 2-on-1. OG lobbed it up to Barnes, and it was a horrible lob, and Barnes lobbed it back, and OG can't handle it. It's out of bounds. What a waste. Why didn't you lob it? Why didn't you just pass it to his chest? Why didn't you just hand him the ball? Why didn't you lob that to him? What was OG thinking, man? I don't want to say hey, listen, I'm going to swear you don't like it, leave. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just, let me do my thing. Not suggesting anybody today has just said, you can't swear or whatever. Somebody has done that. Nobody today has done that. I'm just saying I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. It's viewer discretion is advised. Oh, that was frustrating. Siakam puts it up and he's fouled. The only way we're scoring right now is fouls. We should obviously keep Scottie, OG, Pascal. You know, what we did in the Tampa season. If we go the tanking route, you're tanking to find a player who makes an All-NBA team. You already have one on your team. Why would you lose that and try to find another one? There'd be resting for sure involved. Although, it'd be... You got to extend... I mean... He's a guy trying to make... Look, he's a team player. I'm not disputing that. He knows what's at stake this season. An All-NBA team puts him in line for a Supermax. He recognizes that. If you were in his position, you would be fighting to make an All-NBA team. You would recognize those things. It's not selfish of him to do that. At the end of the day, this is his job. This is his career. He's a team player. I don't think he's putting his own personal things ahead of the team in any way. But that's on his mind. He knows an All-NBA selection gets him a Supermax. But Siakam, OG, Barnes are guys I'm not trading. Those are guys you retool around. It's not a rebuild. It would be a retool if we were to go that route. Again, big if there. Embiid up and he's fouled. Man, this guy. That's perfect for when we play the Sixers.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Embiid, how? How's he at the line right now?
He can't keep getting away with it.
How do they let him get away with this, man? How does he get these calls? It's soft, man. Don't give me that. Brian, what's up? Brian Bates, amateur Army vet. What is going on? All right, fitness information. Which superstar are we getting in the trade? Since we don't have one, who are we getting in the trade? It's just so easy to get a superstar. Thad tries to tip it in, just rolls away, gets his own miss, and puts in the layup, making it a 12-point game here. Anton, and another amateur Army vet joining. I agree. Stop it. I would agree that there shouldn't be a period in the game where Fred and Siakam are both on the bench. I've also questioned Nurse's coaching this season. Barnes to Siakam, corner three for OG. You can't get a better shot than that. There you go. OG drops the three, brings it back down to single digits. Pascal's touch on the rim has been suspect post-injury. I would say this week. I wouldn't say post-injury. I would say in the last week or so it has been. The scoring hasn't been as fluid as it was pre-injury and right after the injury. I'm not blaming the injury for this. I think just a lot of the things that were really fluid and clicking for him have kind of slowed down. And I feel like he's trying to force the points in a lot more. He's really trying to get his numbers up. There could be a variety of reasons for himself, for his outlook on his personal accolades that he wants to achieve. The team needing him to be the guy putting in all these points, the way the offense has looked in some of the games this season. And if he doesn't, if Siakam doesn't force up stuff and doesn't get 25 points, everybody, a lot of people online are just going to be moaning about how he's not putting up points. So I think there's a variety of reasons why things have shifted here. But he needs to get back to that fluid sort of game that he was playing earlier on. Roller coaster in the standings. Second 2018, second 2019. Well, we lost Kawhi. Tank in 2020. We didn't tank in 2020. You're looking the other way. Okay, I see. Fifth in 2021. I mean, I wouldn't call that a roller coaster. That's one off year in the span of 4 years. There's a lot of teams would bite your hand off if you offered them 2 second-place finishes and a 5th-place finish in the space of 3 years. I'd say it's a little bit of forcing stuff, but I'm fine with like my best guys forcing up shots for themselves. They're your best guys for a reason. And Siakam has looked like every bit like an All-NBA contender this season. The shots, like the Kings one, there was that glaring layups that he's been missing. I agree. But I think it's just in the last week where that struggled. Right after the injury, he was still playing really well. It's like he hadn't skipped a beat. But last week or so, I will agree that some of the scoring has just kind of faded away. Jordan Clark. It depends how good the Jazz are. Jordan Clarkson would be an excellent player because that's shot creation and shooting. My dream deadline is like we end up with Pirtle and Clarkson. That's a bit unrealistic though. Getting one is more attainable, but it would also depend on if it's worth trading the picks. Well, I mean, if you give him Gary, what does that do for them? Because Clarkson's on an expiring deal. Trent is on an expiring deal. I'd rather trade a first for Pirtle if we're good enough to do that. You can't trade 2 firsts this summer. It's not worth it. Tucker for 3, no good. Rebound by Birch. Here we are. Back in action here. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into the stream so far. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you've dropped a like. Goes a long way to supporting the channel. If you want to watch a party like this for every Raptors game and also videos all week about this team, the Raptors, be sure to subscribe to Amateur Sports. The trade and the pick, you'd have to be in a good enough position that the pick isn't worth it for you to keep. Which the jury is still out on that, in my opinion. Wait until the end of the year, as I've said numerous times tonight. Harden in the paint, kicks it out to Melton. Nice feed. Melton can't hit. Rebound by VanVleet. Raptors down by 9. Going the other way with Siakam. Taking it to the rim. Nice kick out to Thad. 2 extra passes. Fred, wide open 3. No good. And those are the ones, man. Those are the ones that he's just got to hit. That he's just got to hit. The way this team is shooting, the way that this guy's playing individually, that is a shot that he needs to hit. He's wide open. You can't ask for a better look than that for Fred. You got to hit that, man. Fred off the screen, puts up with the right and misses. Another shot that he's got to hit there. Good movement at least. Gotta hit those. I'm also waiting for the disgruntled superstar. 100%. VanVleet to Siakam. Going past a screen. One-on-one with Tucker. Puts up the right. He got fouled. Okay, Thaddeus Young still puts it in. Siakam blatantly got fouled by Embiid there. 7-0 run by the Raptors. It's 46-39. Melton. And, nearly stolen by Thad. Harris out to Tucker for 3. Late contest, and the Raptors were just out of position after Thad overcommitted trying to get that turnover, and the Sixers make us pay with a PJ Tucker corner 3. 3:17 to go in the half. Raptors led after the first quarter. It has been a bad second quarter since that point. Siakam in mid-range and puts it in. There you go. Siakam finding his jump shot right there and makes it an 8-point game. Embiid for 3. Damn. Trent does nothing for the Spurs, though. There's nothing that the Spurs would want with Trent. He's an expiring contract. They need value. Value for them right now is picks. Siakam, kick out to OG for 3. Now VanVleet, deep 3. Doesn't go again. PJ Tucker in the corner. Gives it to Embiid. Embiid is, I mean, I've seen Embiid score 0 points before. It's hard to guard him. Not impossible. When he's on, though, he's unguardable. Kevin Burch called for the foul on Embiid. Just took in, I have the Raptors plus 7.5 spread. I have a vested interest in keeping this game close. A lot of time to go. I think Nurse has lost the locker room. No. Are his defensive schemes too trying on them physically to have consistency? I just think it's bad. I don't think it's too trying at them. I just think it's bad. Gasol back just for the games against Philly. We need to have him courtside, under the rim. Just have Marc Gasol courtside, right under the rim, so whenever Embiid is shooting, he just has Marc Gasol in the corner of his eye type thing. Just to kind of scare him a little bit, you know. And when we're playing against Giannis, too, we need to have Marc Gasol just sitting there. Have Marc Gasol on one side and Kawhi Leonard on the other. Just so Giannis has to think about them when he's playing. We need Vanderbilt. We need another two-way athletic forward who doesn't score and doesn't shoot. That would be awesome. That's exactly what this team is needing. This version B is destroying my... we'll never know. Maybe this version of Mark who's playing second-tier Spain basketball. But when it counted, he wasn't. Flynn has had time, absolutely. He's we have to go to him right now. At least he's providing some craftiness and some sort of shooting. You know what I mean? Embiid had poo-poo problems. Still beat, bro. I don't see no ring on his finger. Sitting beside ever fired Nurse. Sure, the Raptors lose their next 50 games in a row. He'd probably get fired. Or would that be better? Nobody's untouchable. Yeah, they know. I talk about Barnes, Siakam, OG being untouchable. You offer me Giannis, like I'd trade one of them for sure. That's unrealistic, but nobody is untouchable except for Giannis and Luka. They're untouchable. Nobody else is untouchable in the NBA. Not in the NBA in general, not just Raptors. Nobody's untouchable. Raptors. Steph's. Now, if you offered Giannis for Steph, that's a good trade. Age being the biggest factor. Siakam to the rim, and he's blocked by Embiid, and they're going to count it. They're going to call goaltending there. Siakam does well to fight to the rim. Let's see a replay here. Embiid is adamant it was not goaltending. I couldn't tell from that first angle. They're not going to show us. I actually don't know. I actually don't know if that was goaltending. I need a better angle. Doesn't matter. They counted it. Harden open for three. Doesn't go. Rebound. Bro, you do not just let Melton get a rebound there. And then Tobias Harris called for the travel. Harris, unhappy with that call. Trae Young, I think it's being overblown a little bit. The Trae Young thing. The rosters, yeah, I would agree. You can't fire a coach when the roster construction is as bad as it is. As Malkai knocks down the three. Raptors just chipping away at the end of the half here. Down by 6 now. Nurse has achieved too much to fire him for a rough start to the season here. Joel Embiid, kick out to James Harden. Harden, kick out to Melton. Kick out now to Tucker for 3. No good. Rebound. Tucker bats it to James Harden, who will step into a three-pointer and will nail it. So, rebounding, causing issues there. Defense causing us issues there to allow the open threes. Zach Edey. I don't think that's a guy that's going to have much success in the NBA. Siakam kick out to Flynn. Bites past the closeout. Nice feed to Barnes, who won't take the three. He's got it now. Yanks the three, no good. I mean, if you're going to shoot that, just shoot the catch and shoot one. Harden going coast to coast. Layup is good. So, we are chipping away, but 5 straight points for the Sixers have brought this back up to a double-digit lead here. 57-46. Raptors will have the last shot. 14 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is off here. The highest caliber player that's most likely traded Raptors. Gary Trent. Siakam stripped as he's going up. Sixers will have a prayer with Embiid that won't go, and that will end off the first half. So, Raptors had their moments, but it's been relatively poor from them on both ends of the floor here, especially in the shooting department. And the Sixers are making us pay right now. They are up by 11 at the half. Let's see what this team can do to just make an attempt to recover in the second half, because more of this and it is going to be an ugly finish to the game. I really need some water, so I'm going to go do that. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream so far, please make sure you have dropped a like. It goes so far to supporting the channel, helps get this stream on more recommended pages. And reminder, if you want to get a watch party like this for every single Raptors game, you want to see me do live streams for these games. And on top of that, I do videos about this team. One will be coming out tomorrow. One will be coming out on Thursday. Please make sure you have subscribed to Amateur Hour Sports. I'll be right back, guys. Going to go to the bathroom, take a couple minutes to grab some water as well. We'll go into the box score and the halftime segment. All right. We're going to go back to the Victor conversation here. Okay. Let's say the Raptors finished with the worst record in the NBA, which is very unlikely because there's a lot of teams beating us to that. And let's say the Raptors did tank and somehow got the worst record in the NBA. Can you guys who are saying, wow, let's just get Victor Wembanyama, can you guys tell me what percentage chance the Toronto Raptors would have to land Victor Wembanyama in the 2023 draft if they had the single worst record in the NBA? I would love to hear. I would love to hear if you guys could relay over the answer to that question. 25. It ain't 25%. 25 would be really good. 12 is closer. I'll wait for one more guess. One more guess, and I will reveal. 0% is too low. It is 14. 14%. There is an 86% chance that if you have the single worst record in the NBA, you are not getting Victor Wembanyama. So this whole tank for Victor thing is stupid because you're not getting him. Can you get a good draft pick? Sure. But you're probably very likely not getting him. Just want to put that into perspective. All right. Let's go into our halftime segment here. So let's talk about what's been happening for the Raptors here. So oddly enough, Fred VanVleet is actually one of the only positives on the team in terms of plus minus. Now that does not tell the full story, but it does appear as though OG is not quite up to where he should be to play basketball, which seems we're a little bit desperate here. He's a minus 23, has just not really done anything on offense, and on defense, he's not been his usual self. I think that's putting it politely. Other than that, Siakam is scoring, looking pretty good offensively. He's 5 for 11 with 15 points. Fred offensively, you're getting another bad night from him. He's got 5 points, 2 for 9 shooting. Scottie Barnes, back to his old tricks, doing nothing on offense. He's got 2 points. Your bench actually somewhat giving you production, but it pales in comparison to the bench output that the 76ers are experiencing here. Embiid is getting his points. He's getting help from other players, and he's getting help from, some of them have been warranted. He's 2 for 7, but he got 12 points. The Sixers just piling on the points from a lot of different sources here. They are doing that because the Raptors cannot shoot. They're not even shooting that well, but they can hit the 3. They're shooting 39% from 3. They're 43. We are under 40% shooting by a good amount here, and we are shooting 18% from three-point range. When is the last time, and maybe it's one of the last few games, but how many games in a row are we going to shoot under 32% from 3? We're under 18% right now. We have, sure, we're missing some shooters. We have guys who can hit three-pointers at a better rate than this. We're out-rebounding them, 8 offensive rebounds to 3. Turnover-wise, we're committing a few more here, but it doesn't warrant the scoreboard here. It's just straight up, the Raptors can't shoot. The defense, I don't think, has been great. It's been better than normal. The offense has been horrific. And the Sixers, as a result, lead this game 57-46 at the halftime break. Where do you go with this team? Where do you really go right now? Work cut out for them in the second half. There's just so much going wrong at the moment here. My God. I feel like letting OG play today was a desperate move by the team. I agree. It just doesn't seem like he's in a position to play this game from a health perspective. But here he is. He's playing. He's had some really good looks for 3. He did hit 1, right? But doesn't look like himself out there. I don't know. Problem is tanking. You have to trade Siakam. No, you don't. Last time we didn't. VanVleet, Barnes, you don't have to trade these guys to tank. And just if your eyes are on Victor, you're probably not going to get him. It's not worth trading all these guys. It'd be resting guys. But you definitely have to keep a hold of your top guys. Sorry, someone just from work. Trade Fred, Gary Jr., Siakam. I wouldn't trade Siakam. Gary Trent, I'm open to it. Fred, I'm open to it. Again, they have to be good trades. Gary Trent, I'm more prepared to just kind of allow to take what I can get sort of thing. If you come to a point where you decide to tank. Fred, I am you got to get a good offer for him for sure. We're trying to force something that isn't best for the team long term. What's not best for the team long term? You gotta have to elaborate about that. Tank sooner rather than later. Again, I've said it so many times tonight. I sound like a broken record. If you've been here throughout the stream, I'm sorry I have to keep repeating myself, but next 6 games will define the season. There's still time to turn things around. Even at the end of the year, there'd be time to turn things around. But if the Raptors are still pretty down in the dumps at the end of 2022, after you have your games against the Sixers tonight, then next game you have the Knicks, then the Cavs, then the Clippers, then the Grizzlies, then the Suns, then the calendar year ends. If you're at the end of that point and you're going nowhere, then I'm fully on board. But there's too many games left in the season. There's too much talent on this team for me at this point, December 19th, to say that it's time for the Raptors to just cycle everything and just decide to go for a draft pick. Too early to get to that point, in my opinion. We need to decide right now. No, we don't. To go into luxury tax. I don't think there's plans to go into the luxury tax. MLSC not the type to want to do that unless they absolutely have to, which likely won't be next year. You don't need to decide right now. There's a lot of basketball to go. I remember, and this is only like a specific example, the Boston Celtics were looking really bad at the start of January last season. They almost won the freaking NBA championship. Things change pretty quickly. If you put together a run here, Raptors coming into tonight are 4 games back of the 5th seed 76ers. So you put a win tonight in, you get a few wins on the trot, you get yourself some momentum, you put pressure on the front office, maybe at that point decide to make a winning trade rather than a losing trade. Maybe you go on a run and you get a good playoff seed. Maybe you sneak out a first-round series win. That'd be good for the development of the guys in this team. But on the contrary, you could also have a situation where you keep losing games. The front office decides to make a selling trade. You start tanking, you look towards the draft. You won't get Victor Wembanyama, but you'll get a decent player. It's a top-heavy draft class, it seems. Best suitable trade for the Raptors to complete rebuild. Okay. Complete rebuild is dumb in my opinion. Because complete rebuild, what I'd be trying to do in a complete rebuild, I'd be looking for all NBA talent. I'd want to have like a 2-way DPOY level player and maybe an all-star to go along with that. I'd want like three things like that would be really good for a team. Rebuilding, finding guys like that. Or you have those already and you retool around them. Let's see this. Fred and Siakam and 1 and 2 firsts, unprotected for Shea and Dort, both Canadians. Then Trent Boucher, 1 more player, a first, a second for Miles Turner. And then what happens when you have to turn off your PlayStation and actually make a real trade in the real world? Things get a lot more difficult then. What was this? All I care about is the success of this team. I have no agenda for any player. I have nothing. All I care about is the success of this team. I'm not reactionary. I don't just have recency bias. I try to keep that completely out of my takes. I have my thoughts. I say my thoughts, and that's it. Nobody influences them. Nobody tells me what I should think. Nobody writes my stuff for me. Nobody says my stuff for me. It's all what I believe. That's all this channel has been, has always been, and ever will be. Me saying what I think and what I say. Retool would be not just more realistic, better. Much better. Whether I like it or not, Raps are tanking. No, they're not. They're not, obviously, because they're not resting anybody. They're playing everybody who's healthy. In fact, they are going out of their way today to play people who are healthy, like OG Anunoby. Gary Trent Jr. for Buddy Hield. Not sure how much that solves. I mean, you get a really good shooter. Doesn't make us worse. Would Indiana go? Indiana might go for that. Buddy Hield's looked good this year, though. Maybe they'd want to get that salary off. It's not out of the realms of possibilities. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to also reiterate my stance that very, very much don't like black and white statements. It's either we're this or we're this. There's a lot of different directions still. We had Donovan Mitchell, KD on the table. KD was like barely on the table, by the way. Donovan Mitchell, you have no idea what was on the table there. We banked on internal development. I would say smartly. Betting on internal development was probably a good decision here. You had one of the youngest cores in the league. They looked really good last season. They looked really good together. And the front office was betting on internal development. Siakam, in his prime, has gotten better. The idea for Fred, who he even said, Fred himself said this, was to take a step back. Scottie Barnes, you wanted to take a big leap forward. Gary Trent, who, by the way, is younger than Malachi Flynn, you wanted Gary Trent to take a step forward. That hasn't happened. The Scottie Barnes step forward hasn't happened. You wanted to have some role players sort of grow into bigger roles. That hasn't happened here. I don't blame the front office for just betting on development. However, we need to address now that that hasn't panned out. It is what it is. Hindsight's 2020. That didn't work, but now we need to adjust the strategies. Early in the season, he did take a step back. He was giving more attempts to other players. But as the season's gone on, people aren't stepping up, so he's had to add in more shooting to his game. You could say that's a bad thing for this team. I'd say sometimes it is. He's not been playing well either, for sure. Overachieved last season, maybe not a hot take given the way this season's looking. But the thought process was that this team was going to be better this year with development. It just hasn't quite panned out. We should try to get Wiseman. Nope. We shouldn't do that. Embiid to Harden. Harden for 3, it's off. We're back in for the second half here. They scored already. I missed the bucket. It's 60-46. I don't think there are false expectations. Everybody was expecting the Raptors to be good. There was no false expectations. Is Drake in the arena? I have no idea. Fresh off his $1 million loss on the World Cup final. $1 million doesn't mean shit to Drake. Harden and kickball by Scottie Barnes. Wiseman sucks, by the way. Anytime he gets minutes, he has consistently the worst plus minus in the NBA. Embiid gets downhill and get out of the way. Big dunk there. I mean, it would be good if we got him. You're probably not going to get him, though. Barnes, layup is good. Nice move by Barnes to put it up there. Who else would be good? Giannis. One of Thompson twins would be nice as well. I agree. Melton for 3. This one's no good. Rebound by Siakam. Siakam at the line. Passes out to OG. Can we get a better half out of OG here? Birch to Siakam. Siakam for 3. And he splashes it. Back to single digits here. 8-point game. 62-54. Ken Birch has started the second half instead of Juancho, by the way. Juancho, I didn't think Juancho was that bad early in the game, but maybe Nurse saw it differently. And he's not played since his first 8 minutes to start the game. Siakam stepped back in mid-range and drills it. Siakam starting to feel himself a little bit more, and it's a 6-point game. Chipping into the lead. Can we sustain it? Can we hold? Can we play some defense here? That's the big thing. Fred and Gary Trent for Jamal Murray. Not sure how much that solves your problems. Harris for 3, no good. Fred VanVleet. Fred for 3. This one's no good. Fred not having a good night tonight. Back to the shooting slump it seems after 2 39-point performances in the week. Harden layup through contact, and it is good. Harden just has the way to get himself to the rim. I don't know how much Jamal Murray moves you towards a contender though. You'd have to see a bit more after post-injury, I'd say. Siakam shooting there, doesn't go. Why Siakam take the shot? Best player taking a shot that he's hit a lot this season. Low-key taking it, that's your comforting lie, then feel free to tell it to yourself. Corner 3 for Harris is good, and the 6-point lead back up to 11 for the second time tonight. Siakam kicking out and to nobody. Unintentional would be more the correct way to say it. Embiid to Melton, right by Fred, lays it in. That was too easy. And the Raptors, who had maybe chipped in a little bit, just let it slip. They had it good. They made it a 6-point game, and then a 7-0 run by the Sixers completely takes that away. It's now a 13-point game, 69-56. I'm still seeing a definitive lack of rim protection on this team. It's still extremely glaring that we need a rim protector. It's just not something that this team has in their possession, and every team is making us pay big time. Not a good start to this tough stretch of games here by the Raptors, who are already on this 5-game losing streak. Still maintaining my stance that we get to the end of the year and you evaluate if you want to make selling trades or winning trades. I just hope the front office makes that decision of what it's going to be. If it's going to be the selling trade or if it's going to be the winning trade, because this team needs something. Could go one way or the other. I'm not going to be pissed off whichever way it goes, but you got to pick a direction for this team if it's still in trouble post deadline. No, you got to pick a team, pick a direction in general. Oh, thank you. A butter tart. Precious. I mean, it's not like he wouldn't be helping, but it's not like he was playing well to start the season either. Maybe like butter tarts. You're not. So I recently found out butter tarts are not like worldwide thing. It's very much a Canadian thing. Butter tarts. They are tasty though. Imagine we had Giannis and Zion on this team. How much better we'd be. We need Lowry back. Bro, you don't like Fred? You're going to fucking hate Kyle Lowry. I swear some of you guys don't watch basketball. Lowry doing nothing for the Heat, but we need him back to do nothing for us instead. Giannis and Pascal would be a great duo. Make it happen, Masai. You guys are so funny. You guys want to pay Lowry $60 million in the next 2 years because he has IQ. A lot of you, the same people who have berated Siakam for his $35 million contract. Lowry makes $30 million. Just remember that. Different is not always better. Listen, Lowry would be nice. I'm not paying him $30 million next season. No way. I'm not paying Kyle Lowry $30 million next year. And if you think we should, I don't know what to tell you. We should be banned from talking about ball if you think Lowry on $30 million is good to have next year. All right, 69-56. Sixers still keeping us at bay. OG for three, and OG knocks one down in the corner. Durant wasn't really available. The Nets didn't really want to trade him. They set the value too high just to bait people into trying to trade for him. Nobody wanted to hit that value. Not like only one team was interested. Remember that. Birch. VanVleet to OG. Off the screen. OG fighting his way inside. Kick out to Siakam for three. Rims out. That would have been a big bucket to chip it to 7. It remains at 10, and now Harris is in transition. Gives it to Tucker in the corner. Finds a lane inside. Floater is up, and it's a foul. That was a bad foul. It was a technical call on Scottie. It was a weak contest on... He should have been better on the help, and it just turned into a free throw. He was late to react. It's a weak foul. I mean, it's not a foul. You know what? It's not a foul. Seeing it now, it's absolutely not a foul. So Harden's at the line here to extend the lead back to 11, possibly 12 if he can make both. Well, actually, chance to make it, sorry. PJ Tucker will try to make it 11 and 12 at the line after Harden takes the technical free throw here. Would you buy a Fred VanVleet chain with the Fred VanVleet logo? I'm going to get that for my girl. Rock the Fred VanVleet jewelry. Okay, Tucker at the line here. Raptors down, and they got a lot of work to do here. 62-59. OG to Fred, and they're looking to get us going here. Three-point shooting has not been good, again, by the Raptors. It's becoming the norm for this team to shoot well under 30%. Siakam trying to fight his way to the bucket. Up for the midi, and he gets the foul as well. And if he can get the old-fashioned three-point play, it'll be a 10-point game. And this is the Siakam that we haven't had this week. Attacking, fighting, scoring those jumpers. Nice play there. Let's get it done at the line now. Lots of time in this game. More than capable of making this comeback. 72-61. Siakam, free throw is good after a couple of bounces. Here come the Sixers, other way looking to respond. Every time we've kind of chipped into this lead, they fought right back on the points. Harden, inside to Melton's turned over. Siakam in transition, 4-on-3. Barnes to VanVleet, catch and shoot. Got to make it, and he does. Fred VanVleet knocks down the triple. Big bucket for the Raptors, and they get it going here. It is now to a more manageable 72-65. 7-point game here. Enough time, again, for the Raptors to surmount this comeback. 4:59 to go in the third quarter. There is definitely a little bit of time here for the Raptors. Saw a tweet. Every commercial right now is either a betting site or Scottie Barnes. It is my exact theme. My life. Barnes and betting. So Raptors started to string together some stops, some makes. The offense overall still isn't quite there, but maybe a few threes are falling now for the team. They've hit 4 in the third quarter. Just kind of getting back to the game. They're 4 for 7 from 3 in the third quarter. So that's partially chipping into the deficit that they've created for themselves after the first half. First quarter, we'll remind you guys, Raptors were leading after the first quarter. Sixers in general have just had a consistent flow of offense from a number of sources. Recently, though, Raptors may be limiting them just a touch on what they can do. And for that reason, we're in a more manageable situation. But obviously, a lot of that does kind of disappear if, they get the next 2 buckets. All of a sudden, what you were discussing in terms of coming back kind of goes out the window again. But that's everything that's been happening so far in this game. Every time the Raptors kind of made a soft push towards coming back, the Sixers just say, no, you don't. And they go on a run. Put it back to double digits. So time to stay engaged, time to lock down, time to make plays happen here. Raptors got to be able to do that at this point, or nothing's going to happen here. But we'll see out of this timeout. Much needed timeout. And hey, if anybody's going to blow a lead, it's going to be certainly a Doc Rivers coach team. So you can't count anybody out when they're playing against a Doc Rivers team. That I can say for certain. And Sixers fans will probably be the first to tell you that. All right, it looks like we're getting back out of this timeout. Yes, we are. Sixers looking to get back on track here. They've been in a bit of a rough pocket here, but we'll see what the Raptors can manufacture. Can they get another stop? Embiid out of the timeout in mid-range. Raptors earn a stop. Boucher back on the floor, gives it to Siakam. Siakam to Fred. Now OG above the break 3. He's open. Those are the ones, man. Those are the ones you got to hit. It's a wide open catch and shoot 3 from a really good spot on the floor. Harden is stripped. It's out of bounds, and it will be Sixers ball at the baseline. Sorry, I got to check something on my computer. Harden, one-on-one with Burks, gives it to Harris inside, loses it, transition look, push the pace here, push the pace. Don't shoot it, though. All right, slow it down, nothing was on. OG now, getting downhill. This is where he can be dangerous, but just kind of throws it off the backboard. But a blocking foul called against PJ Tucker. I think he was in the restricted area there. OG didn't really deserve that call, but let's see on the replay. He gets it regardless. No, he was outside the restricted area. Maybe a bit of moving feet. I have to see that in slow-mo, but whatever your opinion is, OG Anunoby's at the line to shoot 2 to make it a 5-point game. Now, OG has missed on both at a trip to the line already today. Let's see what he can do here. First one is good. Making the Sixers a little bit nervous here. Maybe a little bit. Second one is good after quite a few bounces off the backboard and the rim. And it is 72-67 here. Raptors have manufactured an 8-0 run. Milton to Tucker to Melton. Embiid, dead center. Passes to Milton for 3. No good. And another chance for the Raptors after a stop. They didn't earn that stop. That was an open 3. But here we go the other way. Siakam inside to OG has a good matchup with Melton. Has the cutter in Boucher. Won't use him. Wants to take it himself. Feed inside to Birch. Kick out to Boucher. Open for three. Doesn't go. Just a three ball. Not been falling for Boucher recently at any capacity. I think this will be the 5th straight game without a 3-point made as Embiid. That's light work for him. Short jumper is good. Birch has done okay tonight. He's got a roll. Birch with the right. I take it all back. Misses the floater. I'm just kidding. But he misses the floater. Embiid to Harris. Come on, we need some stops. Don't let us be for nothing. You're in this game again. You're in this game again. Harris fades away in mid-range. Tough bucket, man. Defense is fine. Tough bucket. Sixers have always had the response to any Raptors run. 76-67. Back to 9 points. Raptors had it down to 5. Siakam, good help defense. Had the kick out, but loses the ball. Turns it over. Here come the Sixers in transition with Milton. Fighting to the lane, and he lays it in. Every time the Raptors make it close, the Sixers just get it back. Siakam layup. Good job by Boucher on the feed there. He'll pick up the assist. 2 minutes to go. It's a 9-point game in the third. Every time we're there. They go on a run. They're relentless. Over double by the Raptors. Tucker can't make them pay in the corner for 3. Siakam, other way. Hand off to OG. Siakam, open in the corner. Loves the left corner. Puts it in. Every time he takes the left corner 3, I say the same things. That's one of the most efficient shots this player takes. They fail to recognize that as a coaching staff. They fail to run plays to utilize that deadly aspect of his game, which is shooting the left corner 3. Offensive foul called against Embiid. Raptors have it back, down by 6 here. Siakam's so good from the left corner. It is so underutilized. Like, you're struggling to hit threes. This is a guy who hits threes. (78-72). Here come the Raptors again. Guys, if you are enjoying this stream, please make sure you have dropped a like. Help us get to 100 likes on today's stream. Boucher with the right. It was ugly, but it drops. 78-74. All of a sudden, the Raptors are here. Harris to Milton. Outside to Thibault for 3. No good. Can you get the rebound? You can. Another chance the other way, and it's out of bounds for a Raptors ball with the Thibault. What do you call? I guess deflection. Poke. Sixers going back to the bench that was effective earlier on in the game. Non-Embiid minutes are going to be vital for the Raptors. Barnes working over half court. Siakam. Out to VanVleet. Now Thad, kick out to Barnes. Drives in the paint. Met with players, but he kicks out to Thad. Open 3. Had a look. Not a good shooter, but he's wide open there. Gotta allow him to take that. Not one I expected him to hit, though, but you got to take those open ones. 4-point game. Sixers, second last possession here. 21 on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock now. House, handoff to Niang. Good contest by Boucher. Niang drives inside, misses the layup. Good defense there. Raptors earn a stop. They're down by 4. They can make it a one-possession game, but a technical, rather. I thought it was a timeout, but a technical foul against Niang. So if the tech goes in here, then this will be a one-possession game, and the Raptors will have 7.8 seconds remaining to conjure up a shooting opportunity. Fred at the line gets his bucket. It is a 3-point game. Raptors were down 72-59. They have fought back valiantly from this point, and they are going to make for an interesting fourth quarter if they can sustain this sort of pressure, sustain this sort of performance here. Down 3. Siakam one-on-one with House. They're going to let him isolate. Take him on. Siakam step back for 3. Oh, and he nails it. 78 all. Harrell full court heave is no good. The Raptors have fought back from 13 down and have gone on quite the run here. Pascal Siakam checks in to take the 3. 31 minutes, 31 points, and from our own burial here, we are in this game. 1 quarter to go, and the Raptors are tied 78-78 in this one. What can they manufacture in the 4th quarter here? I know we've had our struggles, but hey, we're right here. We're right here looking to make a difference right now. Can they go and find it? Wow, that was an uncharacteristic bucket for Pascal. I'm still sick that that goes in, but it's very annoying that you can easily just you can run a play to free up a better shot. Is that the best shot that we could have come up with? Regardless, yeah, here we are. Let's go raise some hell. 4th quarter time. Not much to lose here. What can this team conjure up? Let's go to the box score here. So I would suggest that it's probably more the Sixers' struggles than the Raptors picking it up. Now, I will say the 3-point shooting has picked up. We started, here's the shooting, by the way. We've started 3 for 17 from 3. Since that point, we are 6 for 9. Nice. Very nice. No, we're not 6 for 9. We're 6 for 12. Very good. No, not 12. Yes, 12. Yes, 12. 6 for 12 in the 3rd quarter from 3. Very good. Very nice. Overall shooting has been a little bit less than fine. You are getting at least some production from your bench scoring-wise. Siakam is #him. Yet again, VanVleet, despite his poor shooting, is showing good numbers in the plus-minus category. Raptors bench, though, seems to be a factor in this game. On the other side, the Sixers have remained a poor shooting team tonight. It's just the 3-point shooting has also caught up with them. That was bad in the 3rd quarter, and that's where the Raptors were able to go on that run late to make it a 78-78 game late on. 1 quarter to go. At this point, no matter the losing streak, no matter the struggles, it is anybody's game here for Toronto. Can they go and snatch a much-needed win? Please, my God, can we snatch a much-needed win? Let's go and do that. We had a good 3rd quarter for once. Yes, Yada, you're right. And we got momentum, Sukman. You're correct as well. Okay. Keep it in. Keep it close. Strike late. Siakam to Thad, but a foul called against Harrell. Thad actually made the shot. My throat feels so dry. Caught shot where the coach yells. I'm not really, because it's at the buzzer, and Nick Nurse only draws up isolation plays at the buzzer. Siakam is fouled going up. He's going to take free throws here. I guarantee you, Nick Nurse's play call for that was get the ball to Siakam, get out of his way. So that's more than okay for Nurse. Not okay for me, but more than okay for Nurse. Siakam on low-key triple-double watch. He's 31-7-5. He won't get there probably from assists, but a double-double is more than within sights here. Siakam looking like his all-NBA self tonight, and we need it. Raptors take the lead. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe we have led since we were up 23-22 after the 1st quarter. It has been some time here. 79-78. Siakam can make it a 2-point game, and he will at the line. They're going to give you those shots. Make them pay. It's called the charity stripe after all. Milton, one-on-one with Flynn. Malachi Flynn starting the quarter with Juancho, Thad, Boucher, and Siakam. A foul's been called against Juancho, or against Flynn, excuse me. We could see a 40-piece Yejun. Reminder, guys, sometimes there are some gifted memberships in chat. If you ever want to receive those gifted memberships, you need to make sure you have enabled access to being allowed to receive those gifted memberships. It's a setting on your YouTube account. You need to enable the ability to receive gifted memberships. So if you ever want to get a future gifted membership, you need to have that enabled. So I don't quite know top of my head how to do that. If you're interested in becoming a member, when somebody gifts them out, you got to make sure that's enabled. Siakam in mid-range. This one's no good. And you know what? He deserved that heat check. Harden going the other way. Gives it to Niang. Three-pointer over Juancho. That's how you contest. That's how you contest, man. You stand there because you're tall with your hand up. He's not hitting that shot. Don't need to jump. Don't need to bite. Just stand there with your hand up. That's fundamental defense by Juancho right there. And it earns a stop. Siakam to Juancho. Flynn, nice feed. Thad in the corner for three. No good. Again, he's wide open. You got to let him take that. He can hit those. He can hit those if he's open in the corner. Good ball movement. Niang up top for Harden. One-on-one with Juancho. This could be trouble. Blows by him. Outside for House in the corner for three. Good contest by Boucher just to slightly disrupt that. Here come the Raptors the other way. Flynn fighting to the rim. Wants the call. Won't get it. Okay, being aggressive. Milton to Harden. Boucher defending. Don't bite. Don't bite. Keep him there. Boucher moving his feet. Harden pushing off, and Boucher baits him into the offensive foul. A little bit of a flop. But as Sixers fans would say about Joel Embiid, you just got to stop fouling him. If Boucher doesn't flop, he doesn't get that call. Straight up. Simple fact there. Fred is not on the floor. You need to stop bitching, man. Flynn to Juancho. Raptors up 2 still. Nobody scored in a while. Thad turns it over there. Here's Montrezl Harrell at the rim, and he's fouled. And he rolls probably a little bit more than he needed to. All right, Montrez, get up, bro. I think it's done a 180, mostly in part because for about 5 minutes, I actually closed chat so that I wouldn't have to look at it. And it's been a lot better since then. I got to realize, it's just people trying to piss me off. And I let them do it a lot of the time. And also the Raptors are winning, so... we can't complain if they're winning, right? They had 16 in that quarter. My goodness. You know what? I also banned a couple people. I didn't ban them. I hid them. It's called hides on YouTube. So they can still type into the abyss. Nobody's ever going to see it, though. See, I'm top 5 Raptor of all time. He's top 6. Probably top 5, too. Siakam to Flynn. Nice feed. Juancho in the court. Come on, Juancho. Juancho Hernan Gomez knocks down the 3. That's what I've been waiting for, Juancho. Big shot for Juancho. That's what you pay him to do. Harden. Kick out to Harris. Now Milton. Puts it up with the left. No good. Get that board. Get that board. There you go. Flynn in transition here. Flynn to Siakam. Thad to Flynn. Has some space. Kicks out to Boucher in the corner. Step back 3. Oh! Chris Boucher! A horrible sidestep, fadeaway 3. And he hits it. Nurse. I actually saw them pan to Nurse's face, and he was like, he did not like that shot, but It drops. The Raptors with their biggest lead of the night. What is it? 86-79 now. What a run by the Raptors being manufactured here. And shots are just starting to fall at the moment. Nothing you can do if you're Philly when Boucher's hitting a shot like that. Apparently, Juancho's best three-point shooting practice. He probably just needs better looks. No, he doesn't. He gets plenty of good looks. He gets plenty of wide-open catch-and-shoot threes. He needs to hit more. It's on him. All right. Here we are. Raptors. Who would have thought? From down 13 to this team needs to tank right now. The Raptors lead this game by 7 points. And it is far from over, I'll be the first to say. But they have fought valiantly, admirably, and there's 8:38 to go in this game. And they are in a very good position to win it at this point. They're up. And let's go and do it. Let's go and get this dub. Why not? Why not us? We lost all the games we were supposed to win. So, let's win the game we're not supposed to win. Let's be backwards like we always are. Some shots are just started. Look, defensively, I think you're finally getting some misses from the Sixers from three, but mostly you're starting to defend a lot better here. Guys look really engaged out there. Momentum is such a key part of the game. The Sixers crowd is not bailing them out because they're awful, and you're using it all to your advantage. You're getting stops. Even when you're a little bit of cold stretch there to start the fourth. But you're still getting the stops. They weren't scoring. And here you are. You're hitting your threes finally. Juancho, that corner three, that wide open shot, finally makes one. Been struggling with the three-pointers a lot this season. Been affecting the games in other ways. Tough shit. We need this guy to be a shooter. We need this guy to knock down some three-pointers. Gets one there. It's a big three for this team. You also get Boucher hitting a BS three that he probably hits like less than 10% of the time. But hey, sometimes it drops. And in this case, it does drop. So we'll take it. What are we going to do? Not take it? We'll take it 100%. Let's keep moving. Let's go and finish the job here. Let's go and find a way to win this basketball game. Like I said, if anybody's going to blow this game, it's a Doc Rivers team. There's too much time left to say it's over. It is far from over. 8 from 15 to 3. Shooting just changes everything, doesn't it? Makes everything else so much easier. But here we are. Raptors up by 7. Embiid back in the game, and he will finish it. 8:36 to go. Here's Embiid one-on-one with Thad. Raptors keep the same lineup out. Been working. Why not? Embiid blocks. Ooh, they call a foul. Looked like he got blocked by Boucher. Damn, that was close. All right, here we go. Embiid at the free throw line, 86-79. And rattles in the first free throw. I thought that was clean for a second. I actually wasn't paying attention to the replay, but whatever. Embiid's at the line here. Chris has 11 on 4 shots. We're finally getting some offense from him. Embiid, both free throws are good. So 5-point game here. Game is far from over, as I mentioned. Flynn, carrying it forward for the Raptors, remains on the floor here with Thaddeus Young, Pascal Siakam, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, and Chris Boucher. 86-81. Can the offense keep flowing? Siakam kicks it out to Flynn. 4 on the clock. Puts it up. Doesn't go. And the Sixers come away with the rebound. They've got their starters out on the floor, and I imagine they will pretty much finish the game here. Tip out to Melton in the corner for 3. And just like that, Sixers 5-0 run. They're back in the game, 86-84. Momentum back with the Sixers. Nearly a turnover. Thad. Nice feed inside to Boucher, who has really found his game in the second half here. Another make at the bucket. Great stuff there. PJ Tucker to Harden. Harden for 3. And a foul. They call it against Siakam. They call it on the floor, so no need to challenge. This is Harden just baiting into his fouls. Oh, damn. I just got a good shout out. NBA at NBA Props 20 on Twitter. Watching right now. Thank you so much for the shout out on Twitter. Wow. Appreciate that a lot. I'm going to share this. But thank you. They absolutely do not need to do that. Thank you for supporting the content. Joel Embiid, step back three. Come on, bro. Doesn't go. Rebound. Nice rebound by Siakam. There's just this hunger with the team right now that just hasn't been there the last 5.5 games. We have it right now. Siakam up top. OG has checked into the game now. Siakam fouled by Harden. That will be on the floor. VanVleet has to get it in, gets it to Siakam. Sorry, I'm sharing this tweet. Siakam gets inside. Nice feed to OG. Extra pass to Boucher. Good pump fake. Nice pass. Look at that. Look at that ball movement, man. Where has this been? Where has this been? Thaddeus Young, he can just make this team tick sometimes when he's engaged like that. Boucher doing a great job. Also, like Boucher, you're getting the IQ from him that you don't always get. And those sort of decisions there. The ball movement, the Sixers respecting the shooting. Now the Raptors are actually hitting shots. I think somebody said they're 8 for 15 in the second half from 3. Look at that. Melton has to respect that shot. Boucher comes inside. Nice feed on the help defense because he gets the help from Embiid. Nice feed to Thad, who's in the position. Always in the right spot to make that. Problem is, Sixers in the bonus with 6:36 to go in this game. How's my day been going? Actually wasn't bad. I wasn't too busy with work today. Unusually. I'm usually like 8 to 5 dialed in on work. Here's Siakam. One-on-one with PJ Tucker. Pushed off a bit. Mid-range jumper is smooth. Sorry, usually air hornets for three-pointers, but I had to do that. Siakam kind of just pushed off Tucker. Refs don't call it. They remain up by 6 here. Siakam with that smooth jumper in mid-range. Pascal really looking like his all-NBA self tonight in the mid-30s for points already. 5:58 to go. Embiid at the elbow. One-on-one or two-on-one now. Steps back. That's just Joel Embiid, man. Got 2 guys in him. Fades away. Tough to contest with the lack of height. You gotta allow that shot. Can't resort to ISO. I was going to say the same thing Sweater got in chat here. It's you got to keep moving the ball like this. Don't let it get stagnant. Here's Siakam mid-range. Steps off and drills another. Oh, it's offensive foul. This time they call it. Okay. This time they call it. He saw it work the first time. This time they call it. Sorry. I thought they called that against Tucker, and I got excited. Let me see. I mean, he pushed off both times. Both were fouls. Second one was less of a foul, to be honest. But I think, yeah. The first one was a foul. You know what? I'm going to let it slide. Second one maybe wasn't. The first one looked like a foul to me. Harden trying to find a lane. Kick out to Tucker. Good closeout by Boucher. Embiid in the paint again. Good contest. Raptors hounding Tucker under the rim. And a 3-second violation call against Tucker. Excellent job. Look at the Raptors here. Look how engaged they are. This is, like, if you showed me this team to what we got against Golden State, this is a complete shift of energy, of motivation, of desire. Just shooting, unlocking all of this. The shooting, forcing the Sixers to respect the way the Raptors are trying to move the ball offensively. We've seen it with the way the possessions are flowing. They're much more fluid in possession here, which is you just haven't gotten that in the last week or so. It's not because of OG. Oh, the defense. I mean, the defense was bad against Orlando with OG playing. It just really feels like something has switched on for the Raptors. Whatever has happened here, maybe the shooting is just contagious and rubs off in different ways because the offense, I mean, from a momentum perspective, from an engagement perspective, as you're knocking down shots, as you're knocking down those three-pointers, just the mental side of it, the psychological side of it, seeing the ball drop, it just fires you up. I mean, it fires me up. It fires you up. It fires the team up as well. So adding in that to the offense, really getting engaged defensively because you're thinking, like, we're going to do this thing. And now the rotations are a lot smoother. The decision-making is a lot better. And absolutely having OG more engaged in the second half is a much better for this team because he wasn't very good in the first half on either end of the floor. Boucher has been a revelation this half. Like, this is what you pay. This is what you pay OG Anunoby to do. This is what you pay OG Anunoby to do. This is what you pay Chris Boucher to do. Big time on Chris Boucher for that point because bringing the energy that this team needs, and we'll take a fluky fadeaway sidestep three-pointer from time to time as well. That does go a long way to helping this Raptors team play. But for a team that started 3 for 17 from 3, sure, it's not great, but they're up to 11 for 32 from 3. So they've come a long way from that start to the game. So let's do the math here. Since the 3 for 17 start, they are 8 for 15 from 3, as we said earlier. On the Sixers side of things, they're now down to 12 for 36 from 3 after starting 40%. They're down to 33.3% now, and their shooting is down to 42% from an early 45. Raptors shooting now up to 46%. So shooting just making the biggest difference here. And it really all started with Siakam. He's got 12 for 22 shooting, 35 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and there's 4:52 to go in this game. Now, for the love of God, can we get this guy a little bit more help on offense? Boucher is the second highest scorer on this team with 13 points. Need VanVleet to come up big. Need Barnes, if he comes back in, to ignite that fire into the offense. Need OG to knock down those dagger shots if he is provided them. Big battle between Siakam and Embiid. What does Embiid have? Let's check that. Embiid has 23 on 6 for 13. So a bit of a battle here. VanVleet to Thad. After back from the timeout, Thad going one-on-one with Embiid and putting it in. Thaddeus Young, fearless, puts it in at the rim. You guys remember when Thad dropped Embiid in the playoffs and hit that midi? What a time to be alive. Harden, one-on-one with OG. Behind the back to Embiid. Thad defending, and Thad called for the foul. Looked like a foul over there. Embiid at the line, misses the first free throw. Who can forget Thad making Embiid touch earth? Now, in all fairness, Embiid slipped, but it's still hilarious. Even more hilarious that Thad looks so awkward taking that jump shot and still hit it. Embiid hits the second one, so the lead is down to 5 points. Reminder, Sixers have been and still are in the bonus. 4:33 to go. Raptors in the driver's seat, up by 5 with the ball here. Ball movement has been good, but against the Kings, in the last 5 minutes, I really saw the ball. The passing really go away. Nice move here, and OG frees himself up for a floater, and he drops it. So as we got later in the game, there was more and more hero ball, which I hated. So let's not deviate to that at this point. New subscriber coming in. Andrew Coots has subscribed. Thank you so much to Andrew for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Hour Army. Really appreciate that. You just subscribed yourself to a watch party. Hang on. Embiid. Hang on, let's watch this. Embiid to Harris. As the shot clock expires, he hits the 3. That's tough, man. Thank you to Andrew for subscribing. You just subscribed yourself to a watch party like this for every single Raptors game. Every time the Raptors play, I'm live streaming just like this for a watch party. And if you want more content, I do videos all week about the Raptors. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join Andrew by subscribing and join the Amateur Hour Army. Siakam step back on Tucker in mid-range. This one is no good. Sixers can smell blood. Only down 4 here. 3:20 to go in this game. Harden. And he's stolen by OG. Oh, if they turned. They had Boucher running the other way. Siakam to Fred. This is your moment, Fred. Decides not to shoot. Boucher yanks away, and it's rebounded by Embiid. Okay, I mean, do we allow is Boucher heat check? Is that allowed? Because I don't know. I think you got a little bit too excited there. Boucher closing the game. Barnes has remained rooted to the bench here. And I mean, the way they played, what can you do? Melton for 3, and I think a timeout may be needed here. It's a 1-point game again. Sixers go on a 6-0 run. 2 corner threes. They hit the big shots, and it's now anybody's game. It was 96-89. Now it's 96-95. Who's going to get the big shot for Toronto, if anybody? OG. I feel good about this game. Fred at the buzzer for 3. No good. Harris can't get the outlet pass. Raptors got to get a stop now. Come on, we worked so hard. Don't crush me like this with another loss. Don't crush me. Oh, Embiid baits that into the foul. And they're in the bonus. He's heading to the line. Man, Thad, you got to be smarter than that there. You know what he wants. You can't give him that. Sorry, that was accident. The one thing about Boucher is that every time he has he's having such a good game, he just does a few things that make God damn, can you think, please? All right, 2:02 to go. Embiid at the line to give the Sixers the lead. Barnes is checked in for Thad. Okay, big 2 minutes for Barnes. He's been benched the entire fourth quarter. He doesn't look happy about that. What sort of mood is he going to give us right now? What sort of mood is he going to bring to the game? Is he going to sulk about it? Embiid gives the Sixers the lead. Is Barnes going to sulk about it? Is he going to be pissed off about it? Or is he going to come out and help us win this game? Come on, man. 1:56 to go. Raptors need buckets. 8-0 run by the Sixers. Barnes handoff to Siakam. No ISO ball. Please run a play. Here we go. Some screens here. Looking for a Siakam play. Barnes to Fred. Wide open. The moment doesn't go. Rebound Tucker. Those are the shots you need Fred to hit. Harden the other way. Layup is good. And it's a 3-point game. And the Raptors need a timeout. 11-0 run by the Sixers. Raptors will not call a timeout. 10-0 run, excuse me. Wow. You're in the position to win this game. And Siakam loses it. All this work. Can we catch a break? Come on, guys. Can we catch a break, this team? 5 losses in a row. Embiid, one-on-one with OG in mid-range. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound is off of a Raptors player and out of bounds. 58 seconds to go, down 3. And the Raptors offense has dried up. The Sixers have turned it on. Embiid one-on-one with OG. Fred thought about the double. Is going to go to the weak side. Raptors in, is this a zone? Embiid fadeaway in mid-range. Rims out. You catch a break. Need a bucket now. Siakam. Right to the rack. Layup. And he's fouled. They want to count it. They want it. It does not appear they will get it. I don't believe you can challenge this. It doesn't appear goaltending has been called. I'm not sure if it's reviewable. I couldn't tell from the first replay. Let's see it more in slow motion here. It had hit the rim. It hit the rim first. It looked like it hit the rim. So in which case, sorry, they have called the goaltend, excuse me. A goaltending has been called. So as it stands, Siakam is heading to the line to tie this game up at 99. The refs are checking on the goaltend here. Now, my initial thought is that it has hit the rim first. Here, we have a better angle now. Siakam, so he goes up. So it hit the rim, and then Embiid hit it away. I am not 100% certain about the rule here, but I would suggest that is not goaltending. So it hits the rim first. So they're going to take, I'm assuming they're going to take away that bucket. Siakam will be at the line to make it potentially a 1-point game, but the Raptors cannot tie it here. So it's good block. Well, not really. It hit the rim first. So Siakam is going to have to shoot 2 at the line here. Correct call was made. 38 seconds. Raptors can make it a 1-point game as Siakam can knock down a couple of clutch free throws. Raptors led 96-89. They currently trail 99-96. Inability to capitalize in the big moments has been a bit of a problem recently. Could it be more today? Siakam with the line. First one is no good. Really needed that. Really, really needed that. Raptors are 1-5 in games decided by 3 points or less. Siakam's second free throw is good. So you're still there, but you need to stop. You don't need to foul yet. 37 on the game clock for Melton. They're going to use the full clock. If Raptors can get a stop, they can tie or go for the win. But can they get that stop here? Harden off a screen, switches onto OG. That's less favorable. OG stays with him. Great defense by OG. And the shot doesn't go. Rebound Siakam. We have 2 timeouts. We have 10 seconds, no timeout. Siakam past the screen, layup is good. Pascal Siakam ties it up at 99. What a play past the contact. PJ Tucker can't hang with your boy Spicy P. 99-99 with 5 seconds to go. You could make a case he got fouled. You could make a case he got You could make a lot more than a case that should be an and one. Whatever it is, it wasn't called. It is 99-99. Sixers call a timeout. We've seen this movie before. We saw this movie Friday night. Don't show me a flashback, Sportsnet. Oh, the Sportsnet broadcast is showing it. Raptors were tied, and Kyrie buries us at the buzzer. Can this fan base take another buzzer beater? If it's Joel Embiid, I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight. If Joel Embiid buries us at the buzzer like he did in Game 3, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. I might throw up. 5 seconds. Get your stop. 5 seconds to get your stop. They've got shooters all over the place. Gotta watch the inbound. Famous last words. Embiid. They're going to give it to Embiid. Siakam defending. Good contest. Embiid doesn't go at the buzzer. Okay, Raptors, who were down by 13 in this game, maybe even more. They were at 1 point down by 13. They are tied after the fourth quarter, 99-99. Overtime, ladies and gentlemen. We kind of sold at the end, I will say. We kind of sold that one at the end. We were up by 7 with only a few minutes to go. But we fought back. Here we are. Chance to win this game. Anybody's game in overtime. Momentum, maybe feeling a little bit in the way of the Raptors? I'm not sure. Good defense there. I mean, look, Joel Embiid capable of hitting that shot. We saw Kyrie Irving do it on good defense. He's got players draped all over him. I agree. That's some good defense over there. All right. So Raptors go with an unorthodox lineup in the fourth quarter, and it pays dividends. You give Malachi Flynn a lot of freedom. Pascal Siakam out there with Juancho, Boucher, and Thad, and the ball moon was there. Everything was clicking. Scottie Barnes couldn't get himself on the court the way Thaddeus was playing. You go to Scottie Barnes late, and he looked pretty pissed off. So big thing for this fourth quarter. I imagine the lineup is going to be what we close with. Your starting five minus, actually, your lineup right now is likely going to be Fred, Siakam, Anunoby, Barnes, and Boucher. So your starting lineup minus Juancho plus Thad. Plus Boucher, the way he's played tonight. You're in with a chance to win this game. These are the games you got to go find a way to win. You've lost 5 games in a row. You just need to dig in and find a way to win a game like this. Just get some minuscule, just a little bit of momentum back into your season. We are heading into overtime. You got to go and find a way to do it. Siakam looked like every bit of his All-NBA self tonight. 100%. Clutch Gene there at the buzz, like 5 seconds ago to hit that shot to tie it as well. Man, if Embiid had hit that buzzer beater, I would have thrown up. I actually would have thrown up my dinner. All right, 38, 14, and 5 for Pascal. Can we give this guy a win for that stat line or what? Remember, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to have dropped a like. We are 4 likes away from 100. Let's get to 100 likes on the stream. And by liking, it supports me. It only takes a second out of your day. It's completely free. Drop a like. It supports me. It does help me out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. If you want to see a live stream watch party like this for every single Raptors game, I'm saying every single Raptors game, please make sure you are subscribed to Amateur Hour Sports. And I do videos all week about this team on top of these live streams. 6 to 7 pieces of content a week on this channel. Get subscribed to Amateur Hour Sports. Embiid fouled to start the OT period. What else is new? Let's see. Was it a foul? Gets to Embiid. Yeah, it was a foul. All right, Embiid at the line. 99-99. Embiid first is good. 99-100. Embiid, second free throw, also good. Embiid having himself a game as well. 2 superstars going head-to-head here. You could wager, you could argue. One of them for sure. Siakam, of course. Kidding. Siakam looking every bit like a superstar tonight, though. That's for damn sure. Siakam, can he add more? Tucker on him. Tucker, you can't guard him. Siakam mid-range, doesn't go. And Boucher gets to steal in transition, and it's an over and back. That looked close. I mean, Boucher does a great job getting that steal, but he's got to do a better job of not allowing for that. Why do you even cross half court? Yeah, it is over and back. I mean, Boucher, you do all that good work. Why are you giving it right back to them? All right, well, thought you had a steal. Instead, you still got to get your stop. Go play defense. Melton in the corner to PJ Tucker. Tucker has it rim out. Good rebound by Boucher. Embiid was lurking. Big rebound by Chris Boucher. 101-99. Fred to OG. Siakam gets a screen from Barnes. Nice feed to Barnes. Come on, Scotty. And he gets it in with the bounce. Scottie Barnes over Embiid. Harris in transition out to Tucker. Now Melton. Don't leave him open. Doesn't go for 3. Catch a break there. Tied at 101. Raptors going the other way with Barnes. 3:30 to go. Siakam gets the double. Fred, come on. This is your shot. You just got to hit those if you're Fred. You are wide open. You just got to have that shot for us. You got to have that shot for us, man. You're too important not to have that. That's a wide open three. He hits that in his sleep last season. Something has changed, man. Harden step back three. No good. Siakam does well to poke the rebound away from Tucker. God, I can't believe that. You got to have that three for us, Fred. You know what's bad when Matt Devlin does the thing? You know it's bad. Siakam to Barnes. Drives past Embiid. He's fouled. That's shooting. He's shooting that. Yeah, that's shooting. That's shooting. That's shooting, bro. Embiid's complaining. I was going to say, Embiid's complaining. He's going up for a floater there. He fouled him on purpose. He knew exactly what he was doing. He grabbed it. That's a shooting foul. Give me that. Oh, they call it side out. You fucking pussies. Man, he's making a move to the basket. That's bogus. They originally called it shooting. It's been changed now. Let's score anyways. Come on. Fred for three. No good again. If you lose this game, you get two real good looks for your best three-point shooter, who has not been it this season, but man, can't ask for better than those. Harden switches on to Fred. Now he's on OG. Corner three for Harris. There you go. Makes you pay. He's wide open. He makes you pay. We haven't done that. They were there. It was there to win the game. 2 minutes to go, though. Barnes to OG. Going to the rim. Layup. No good. Rebound. Big rebound, Boucher. OG to tie. No good on the three. Another good look for Toronto. Harden driving at Fred. And he's blocked. Melton gets the rebound. Flips it out to Harris. Another corner three is good and one. Make or miss league, everybody. Plain and simple. He gets a tough shot, he hits it. We get easy shots, we don't hit. It's as easy as it gets. They got a guy making those shots. Oh my God, man. It's so ugly. Raptors are challenging the call. I mean, I guess you got nothing to lose. Oh, they're looking for an offensive foul. They're saying Scottie Barnes was fouled. I don't know if they'll get that. That's so depressing. I mean, you get Fred a wide open shot, and then you get him another like open look. Can't hit either. And you get OG a good look in the corner, and he doesn't hit. Man, like, Siakam is carrying this team. Can we at least give him a hand here? Like, Embiid's got Tobias Harris dropping 24 for him. Siakam's on 38, and Chris Boucher is the second highest scorer. What else can you get from your best player? You need to help him out here, and we're not getting that. You give great looks to guys like OG and Fred, and they don't hit. Tobias Harris gets a sniff and ends up with a 4-point play. Let's see. I mean, they're not going to win that challenge. Barnes, let's see. Good kick out. Oh, you know what? Tucker kind of trips him. I don't know if you can challenge that because there was no call on that specific part of it. PJ Tucker definitely tripped him on that replay. But I don't think you can overturn that aspect of it. Challenge is successful. Offensive foul. That is a 4-point swing. You cannot get a better challenge than that. That is a 4-point swing. So the bucket should not count here, and the Raptors will stay down by 3. That is massive. I mean, it's clear PJ Tucker trips him. I wasn't aware that was something that you could challenge because it was not what they called. Wow. So the bucket shouldn't count here. I mean, Tucker clearly trips him. I don't know what the arguments are. Tucker's like actively puts his foot out to trip him. I clear as day. Ref, you suck chance. I mean, bro, like, wow. All right. So instead of being down possibly 7, the Raptors are down 3. Nick Nurse has never made a better challenge in his life. We are right there again, down by 3. But can you make them pay with a bucket? VanVleet to OG. What play have you drawn up for this? Siakam has the mismatch on Melton. Outside to Barnes. Scottie, bro. Come on. The floater is way off. OG. It's a shot clock violation. You get all this time to draw up a play. You get all that. You get all the clipboard out. You draw it up with the markers. Is that the best we could come up with? I'm sorry. Is that the best we could have manufactured? Come on, guys. 104-101. And an offensive foul on Melton. Yo, give Doc Rivers that technical. Tee him up. Tee him up. Let's see this. Let me see the replay. I mean, it's a moving screen. Like, plain and simple. He's moving his feet, trying to block Scottie Barnes. It's a moving screen. What are they bitching about? They're always gonna bitch. I'd bitch too. 55 seconds. You gotta score still. Barnes to OG. What are we doing? What are we doing? 5 in the shot clock. What are we doing? Siakam has to yank the 3. Way off. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck? That's 2 possessions of doing absolutely nothing with the ball. That's ridiculous. Harden. Outside to Melton. Good closeouts. Nice spin by Melton. Misses the layup. It's out of bounds. It is Raptor basketball. That was nearly on the Sixers. Raptors call a timeout here. I mean, it's off Melton. I don't know what the complaint. It's off Melton. Okay, I mean, you get your stops. You get the big swing on the challenge. Philadelphia's challenging. Well, let's see. I mean, it looked to me like it was off Melton. Let's see. Boucher may have fouled him, to be honest. It's off Melton. It's off Melton. It's off Melton. Raptors ball. What I don't understand, you got the big swing on the challenge. 4-point swing. You have all that time to come up with a play. You do nothing for 20 seconds, and then Scottie Barnes tries to force up a garbage floater. Right? So what do you do the next play? You dribble it for 20 seconds, force feed it to Siakam, who chucks up a shit shot at the end of the shot clock. You put yourselves in these positions to win the game. and you fail to even provide your players with an opportunity to execute. That's crazy. What are they complaining about? It's off Melton. I don't understand. Oh my goodness. I can't believe those two sets. That's going to haunt me. 12 seconds ago, 3-point game. Please tell me Nick Nurse came up with something there. Timeout Raptors are going to advance the ball. Please create a play. Please draw up a play. Please do not draw up, give the ball to Siakam, and let him cook. No. Please drop a play. Off-ball actions. Actions, screens before the inbound. Draw up something. Give yourself a shot. You lose this game because you drop a shot and the guy doesn't hit it. So be it. Give your players an opportunity to tie this game, though. Do not, please, whatever. 12 seconds. If you want to just take an easy 2 and force free throws, maybe not the worst thing in the world. But please have something in mind here other than, all right, guys, we're going to inbound to Siakam and we're going to just let him do his thing. No. Let's provide these guys the best chance of success in this moment, because the last 2 plays have certainly not been that for this team. Come on. Out of the timeout now. Big-time players make big-time plays. Can anybody do that for the Raptors? 104-101. 12.2 on the clock. Shot clock, of course, no longer active. New sub coming in. Thank you so much to Earl the Sweaty Shirt. What a name. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Hour Army. Really do appreciate that. Let's get it on, man. Inbound here. VanVleet to Siakam. And he's fouled. They had a foul to give. Siakam made it. We can call that shooting. Foul to give. Okay. I mean, you had to do it. 10 seconds to go now. So you got to have something else ready. What will be the second play you drop? No more fouls to give. They get it to Siakam. He's one-on-one with Tucker. Is it a let him cook play? It appears as though it is a let him cook. And chucks the 3. It's no good. And it doesn't go. And the game is over. Did you seriously spend that entire timeout to not even drop a play? I'm so sick, man. Did you seriously just take that entire timeout to allow it to just isolate? What are we doing here? We fought so well to get back. That's ridiculous. That's not even one of your best shooters. You have all these opportunities here to get 3 straight possessions of isolation. Look how good we were playing in the fourth quarter. The way we were moving the ball. The way we were moving the ball in the fourth quarter. What was so fluid. And it was causing so many problems for this 76ers team. And then you get to the biggest moment of the game. 3 straight possessions where you draw up nothing. You just give it isolation and let a guy take a crappy shot. 3 straight horrible shots to end the game. That's crazy. That's a crazy way to finish this game. After all that work to get back into it, man, that is so upsetting for it to end like that. Listen, like I said, you go down to the Sixers team, you fought well, you were underdogs, you covered the spread, which means I win my bet, but you're right there. How do you not at least give your guys the best possible chance of success to tie that game? You had a whole timeout to do that. That's frustrating. That's very frustrating to me. Can't catch a break, man. 6 games in a row. All right, let's do our post-game show. This is tough. Oh, my fucking God. Raptors lose their 6th game in a row. They fought back well, but still fall 101-104 in a game that was really right there for them to win. Let's break it down in tonight's post-game show. So the Raptors, they were down in this game. They were down big in this game. I think at one point it did get to 13 points for the Sixers. It was on multiple occasions a 13-point lead. In fact, the largest lead of the game for the Sixers was 14 points. The Raptors fought back really well. And what was really clicking for the Raptors, finally, they were starting to knock down some three-pointers. Finally, starting to get their shots to fall, chipping back into this game. As the shots started to fall for this team, it just opened up all these playmaking avenues for them to pursue. And it was beautiful. It was the Raptors looking like they were at their best. They were motivated on offense, moving the ball really well, scoring the ball really well. And that was contagious. The momentum they generated offensively moved on to their defense as well. And it gave them the tools to go on the run and get themselves back into that game. Big deal. Get back to the game. You lost 5 in a row. It's looking like the Sixers are going to blow you out here. Every time you make it close, they just pull away again. Big moment for this team to just end that 5-game losing streak, not allow it to get to 6. And all the tools were in place there until it gets to the clutch. The Raptors led. They fought back and led 96-89 with 3 minutes to go. And the Sixers go on a 10-0 run. What it is, when it came to the big shots, the Sixers got them. The Sixers hit those big shots. When it came to the big moments for the Raptors, everything that had worked to put themselves in position to win the game, they stopped. They just stopped doing. So instead of moving the ball, spreading the ball around, creating offense for other players, it became give the ball to Siakam and pray. And sure, a lot of the times that worked. The Raptors were down by 3, as I mentioned. They went on a 10-0 run. It was 99-96. Siakam got to the line, went 1-1. Whatever. Raptors get the ball back off another stop, give the ball to Siakam, gets by contact. Could have been an and one, to be honest. But he lays it in with 5 seconds left to tie the game. Another good stop to end the game. We get to overtime. But the playmaking just went away. You get into overtime. Like, the game ended 99-99, right? The game ended 99-99. How many points do we have to end the game here? 99-9. We scored 2 points in overtime. We had 5 minutes. We had 5 full minutes of basketball. You kept the Sixers to 104. You kept the Sixers to 104 points. You only allowed 5 points in overtime. You only scored 2. The Raptors haven't kept a team under 110 points since December 3rd. They did it today. They kept the Sixers, even with overtime, to under 110 points. But they scored 2 points in overtime. Because you want to know what happened? Coaching goes out the window. Nick Nurse fails to execute a game plan in the dying minutes of this game to put the Raptors in a position to win this game. It's a frustrating sequence. The last minute of this game, the Raptors keep getting stops. There was the big challenge that took away a 3-point and one, took that away, and it was an offensive foul. Raptors ball down by 3. We had 1 minute from that point onwards. The 4-point swing on the challenge by Nick Nurse. You had full minute. The Raptors had the ball 3 times in that full minute. They failed to take a shot with more than 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Because you know what they did for the first 20 seconds of the shot clock? They stood there and they dribbled. They ran no off-ball action. Sure, they gave a light screen to the ball handler. Nothing to really disrupt the Philly offense. They were comfortable just standing there. First play, you give it to, what was the first one? I think you gave, I forget the first one. The first one may have just ended with, the first one was just a Siakam 3. Had some separation, not quite a good shot. Second play, 4 on the shot clock. You just pray or chuck it to Scottie Barnes. He tries to fight past Embiid, takes a wild floater that doesn't even hit the rim. 2 really bad plays. No timeouts for either, but 2 really bad plays. You still get the stop. You're still within 3. And with 12 seconds on the clock, they foul. They take their foul. 10 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds. I've seen the Raptors run a play with 0.4 seconds on the clock to free up a shot. What did we do for the entire 10 seconds? You gave the ball to Siakam, and that's it. What can he do for us? No play, no off-ball action, no rollers, no screens, no off-ball screens. Just give it to Siakam. They fought for a mismatch, Siakam on Melton, but like, is Siakam stepping back for three at the buzzer contested the shot that we needed there? I'm okay to lose on, I'm upset, but I'm okay to lose. You put your team in the position to win the game, but that's just not good enough from a coaching standpoint there. And the fact that I've talked about it for 5 minutes here showcases how pissed off I am by that. I'm a big fan of Nick Nurse, but even amidst all the stuff and all the praise I have for him, the entire time he has been the Raptors head coach, he has consistently failed to actually create plays at the buzzer. And this was a prime example of that. That was extremely frustrating for me. The Raptors fought really well in the second half, but why were they in such a hole to begin with? Today, the defense wasn't that bad. It was really good in the second half, but it wasn't that bad overall. Offense is where the game kind of went away for the Raptors. Shooting continues to be a big problem for this team. It really picked up in the second half. They had an 8 for 15 run, but ultimately they started 3 for 17 from 3. They end the game 11 for 40 from 3. Siakam dropped 38 points efficiently, above 50%, just under 50% shooting. He was 3 for 8 from 3 himself, which is fine. He had 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. And you can't get him to win. He needs help. Chris Boucher being your second highest scorer is a problem. Embiid drops 28, but he gets 21 from Harris, 14 from Harden, 9 from House. Like, there's just a lot more guys chipping in on the offensive end over there. And the shooting eventually caught up to us. You played fine defense, but just not enough from an offensive standpoint. Like I said, it was a great game by Siakam going down the board. OG back from injury, did not really look like himself. Did end up doing pretty well from 3, but minus 25 in the game. In a game where the second worst plus minus was minus 6 is pretty strange to see. Scottie Barnes went back to his slumping ways offensively, got benched for most of the fourth quarter, and just didn't really look as engaged when he came back in the game. VanVleet, and here's another guy I'm about to go off on. 3 for 15 shooting, 2 for 11 from 3. Your best shooter. You're in OT. And I talked a lot about the last minute of the game, which was bad. Your best shooter, with 2 minutes left, got a wide open three-pointer to tie the game. Wide open. Nobody, even in his universe out there. Wide open three. One that he just has to hit for this team, and he missed. And he missed it. You get the stop. Go the other way. You kick it out to Fred. Not wide open, but an open three. Another miss. A guy you need to execute for your team is just not doing it. We had a game where Fred got 39. We had 2 games where Fred got 39, where Scottie's dropping tons of offense, and Siakam doesn't really have a good game, and we lose. Well, here we get the wild Siakam performance. Barnes and VanVleet forget how to fucking shoot the basketball again. It just, every time we fix something else goes wrong. It's like there's 5 holes in the wall with water leaking in. I only have 2 hands to plug them. Every time I switch to plug something else, the next thing starts leaking. It's just something else. The defense was on today, but there was no offense. Last game, the offense was okay. We couldn't defend to save our life against the Golden State Warriors. So it's beyond frustrating at the moment to be a Raptors fan. That is 6 straight losses, and this was a very winnable game for this team. It was a very winnable game for this team. Ultimately, it comes down to the fact that, again, the field goal percentages are just not there. You're creating the looks. They're just not falling. And it's every game. It's not like one-off shootout. It's every game. You can't hit threes. Every game you cannot hit three-pointers. The guys you paid to hit threes are not hitting them. The supporting cast are not hitting them either. And it's annoying. You get the rebounds. You get 50 rebounds. You get 9 offensive rebounds here. Turnovers were bad. You commit 16, but at least you didn't lose the turnover battle. But you kept them at bay. This was a game you could have won. It's a game pregame that you were expected to lose, but it is another game that is right there for them that they just do not get over the line in. The Raptors are now 1-6 in games settled by 3 points or less. That is concerning. An inability to get it done in the close games. Slowly fading away into that feeling of that Tampa season where something's got to give, and it might just be the season. I'm not quite there yet. We had a 6-game stretch that's going to be very tough, this being the first one. If things continue to slip out of control for this Raptors team, then I don't see a reason to continue onward. But 5 big games coming up. You're 4 games under 500 now. 4? Is it 5? 5 games under 500 now? We're 5 games under 500. We're 13 and 18. You can only try so much before you have to decide it's over. I'm not there yet, but you got to get there pretty soon, maybe. All right, guys, that'll end it for me on today's stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Please make sure you guys have liked it up before you go. Support the content and make sure you subscribe to Amateur Hour for more Raptors content just like this. That's a painful one, guys. All right, holiday schedule. I'm going to be here for every game. We're going to keep doing this. It's tough, man. Very tough at the moment, but we need changes for the better or for the worse. Another game that's right there for you, and you let it slip in the clutch because you just play iso ball in the clutch. That's a shame. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. If you're heading out now, please drop a like before you go to give extra support to the channel. And if you're new, consider subscribing for more Raptors content just like this. We do live streams for every game and videos coming out all week. One of them will be tomorrow. I'll have a video coming out tomorrow about what to do with this season.